Everybody in the world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? So welcome to the first out-of-market game for MLB baseball between the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres, with Nick Martinez being on the bump for the San Diego Padres and Colin Ray going for the Brewers. Now, for the Brewers starting lineup, before we get into it, if you guys do, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure to ring that notification bell, and definitely share everything out. Make sure to help the channels grow. All that is linked down below. So for the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers, you have Christian Yelich leading off, William Adames hitting second, Rowdy Tellez hitting third, William Contreras hitting fourth, Garrett Mitchell fifth, Brian Anderson sixth, Luke Voigt, the designated hitter, hitting seventh. You got Bryce Terang hit eighth, and Mike Brosseau hitting ninth for the Brew Crew here in San Diego. And you got Nick Martinez, who's been an interesting case for the Padres. So Nick Martinez right now in 2 starts, 0-run record with a 6.17 ERA and 11 2/3 innings pitched. Scattered 7 walks and 9 strikeouts while giving up 2 home runs, while the opponents are hitting .222 off of Nick Martinez. Obviously, Nick Martinez signed a quick extension in the offseason to stay with San Diego. And obviously, we got Rougned Odor now in the outfield. So from the outfield, you have Soto in left, Grisham in center, and Soto and Odor in right. From third to first, you have Machado, Bogarts at short, Kim at second, and Cronenworth at first base, with Austin Nola behind the plate. So it's going to be a lot of interesting to see.
Let's take a look at the Hyundai keys to the game.
So obviously, keys to the game for the Padres, brought here by Hyundai. Do not walk, and no homecoming for Colin Ray. Obviously, for those who remember Colin Ray, and had a decent to less desired, I should say, in some years with the Padres. Okay. Good point. Try to make the homecoming a little bit miserable, shall we say. Now we got Christian Yelich. So Christian Yelich is an interesting case. After coming off that broken kneecap, has not really been to what he was in terms of his MVP form. Kind of struggled of all last year, and right now so far hitting .245 on the year in this young 2023 MLB season. And the first pitch by Nick Martinez is in there for ball one, according to the home plate umpire. Should have been straight, but so far in 12 games so far for Yelich, 245 average, 1 homer, 4 RBIs. And here comes the 1-0 pitch from Nick Martinez. That swings and misses for strike one, evens the count to Christian Yelich, 1 ball, 1 strike. So we're underway, 2 pitches here. And with Tampa Bay winning their matchup 9-3. And the 1-1 pitch, that is in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Christian Yelich.
Certainly does not want to have that happen today against this Brewers team. We mentioned 8-4. They're atop the National League Central at the moment.
And the 2-1 pitch. That is a bit high, 3-1.
Day check, he didn't go. So it's
And Christian Yelich holds up. Now it's 3-1 on Christian Yelich.
Offensively. A young guy like Garrett Mitchell having some success
All right.
this year. Don't know that they were
Martinez kicks and deals a 3-1. That is on the inside corner. Now it's a full count on Yelich. So 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Brewers have now lost 3 of their last 5 games. They started the year 6-1 and have been shut out in 3 of their 4 losses this year. The offense been a little
And the
inconsistent,
3-2.
mentioned off the top.
Inside ball 4, and that's going to be the first leadoff walk drawn by Christian Yelich so far this evening.
Enter the Saquon Scott Report sweepstakes by replying to tonight's Saquon Scott Report with more or less.
And now here comes Willie Adames. Now coming up for the Brewers.
Combine for 3 or more stolen bases in tonight's game. Reply more. If you think they'll combine for 2 or fewer stolen bases, reply less. Mention Martinez wants to stay away
And the
from
first pitch
walks the first
is in there for strike 1 to Willie Adames.
strike 1 to Willie Adames.
So Adames so far early in the season hit 273 with 3 homers, 8 RBIs so far on the season.
all of a sudden that clock is starting to tick on you. You want to be able to slow the game down. It's a little bit harder to do with these new rules.
And the 0-1 pitch has popped up in a foul territory. Cronenworth will make the catch for out number 1. So 1 away here in the top of the first for the Padres defense. Shout out to the 3 coming in, man. Shout out to every single one of y'all coming in for some late night MLB action between the Padres and the Brew Crew. But now here comes Rowdy Tellez, the first baseman, coming up with 1 away here in the top of the first. And 7 seconds on the pitch timer, and the pitch. And it's in there for strike 1 at 92 on that fastball to Rowdy Tellez. So far hitting a $147 with 2 homers, 5 RBIs, and still early. Could probably get a lot of things going. And it counts down, no balls in the strike. And the pitch by Martinez. That is swung on the deep drive, and see you later, baseball. Brewers are a 2-run shot by Rowdy Tellez on a hanging breaking ball to get the Brewers right on the board. That's the 3rd home run of the year for Rowdy Tellez. The 7th home. So Tellez went 370 with that homer. Just straight down the right field line. And just a hanging curveball and just right into the nitro zone of a lefty.
Most lefties have no problem getting that barrel to 2-run shot for Tellez.
All right. And the first pitch swings and misses for strike 1 to William Contreras, the younger brother of Wilson Contreras. Obviously not having a good, less to be desired year for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the 0-1 to Contreras swings and fouls it off. Now it's down the count. No balls, 2 strikes. On William Contreras so far hitting 364 on the young season. And the kick and deal to 0-2. And Contreras to deep right center. And that's going to be caught by Grisham for out number 2 here in the top of the first. So straightaway center. Already 2 outs here. Martinez already thrown 13 total pitches so far here in this top of the first, with Tellez going deep for a 2-run shot.
Really makes it look easy. It's not an easy play. First step is important.
Ain't that the truth? I got 2 outs here in the top of the first. Now here comes Garrett Mitchell. And the first pitch, that is shot foul. They off a changeup on the inside. So Garrett Mitchell so far hitting 316, 3 homers, 6 RBIs in 11 games so far, or 11 games played for the Brewers. And the 0-1, that is swings and misses. Strike 2 on that Uncle Charlie curveball from Nick Martinez. So no balls, 2 strikes. All right, 2 outs here. 2-0 lead for the Brew Crew. And the 0-2 pitch. That is a bit high at 92 on that fastball from Nick Martinez. Obviously, try to get him to chase, but Mitchell was not biting on that offer. So he counts 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Swings and misses, strike 3. That is the first strikeout by Nick Martinez on a 2-3 putout. So Brewers get on the board after a leadoff walk to Christian Yelich. And obviously with Tellez takes a hanging curveball right in the nitro zone and puts it deposits over the fence, up 2-0. So 2 runs, 1 hit, and nobody left for the Brewers. Now time for the Padres to coming up. No, the Padres starting 9. Yeah, it goes as follows. Trent Grisham leading off. You have Manny Machado hitting second, Juan Soto hitting third. Shortstop and Xander Bogaerts hitting in the cleanup spot. You have Nelson Cruz hitting 5th. Jay Cronenworth, the first baseman, hitting 6th. Ha-Seong Kim hitting 8th. Rougned Odor hitting 8th. And you have the catcher Austin Nola to round up the bottom of the lineup for the San Diego Padres. Already down early. 2-0 to the Milwaukee Brewers. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But shout out to the 4 that's coming in. You guys do make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, there's gonna be a lot more MLB content coming your way. Not just if you're a Phillies fan, Rockies fan, or whatever. Like I said, if you're a fan of any team, make sure you check out my community posts. I do ask you guys like what other MLB streams do you want to see, and if you if you guys want to see more of this, which I will would gladly do. But so far, if you voted yes, make sure you comment your team down below. And we'll see. Cubs fans, don't worry. I'm not going to forget you guys as well. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Especially during the summertime. Especially if you have been around this channel long enough, you see like the USFL content coming through, especially from last year, or the last couple of years actually, and also the WNBA as well, which is going to be a lot more games coming on for the WNBA as well. So I guys don't want to miss that, especially when the summertime comes around. So Colin Ray, obviously last year in the minors, had a 4-2 record in 7 starts at 2.27 ERA and 35 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 35 to only walking 4. So it's going to be a little bit of a homecoming for Colin Ray here at Petco Park. And the first pitch is a bit high at 94 for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff hitter Trent Grisham. Honestly, offensively, not his game. Hit a $196 so far this early in the season. And the 1-0 pitch, that is chopped on the ground. Easy play for Tellez. Hunter flips it to Ray, covering the bag for out number 1. So 2 pitches in, 1 out here in the bottom of the first for the Brewers defense. And now here goes Manny Machado, runner-up in the MVP race last year to Paul Goldschmidt, who had a much better year last year than Manny Machado. So far on this young season, in 13 games, hit 250 with 5 RBIs. Damn. And Ray already working from the stretch, obviously with the pitch timer and the pitch. And his first pitch misses inside for ball 1 at 93 off that fastball. So shout out to the 7 total people that's in here, though. So the count's 1 ball, no strikes to Manny Machado. And the pitch by Ray is on the outside corner at 94 for strike 1 to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. And also in the scoreboard around the league, if you're a Tigers fan, you're up 3. You must be happy you beat the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. Pittsburgh up 4-0. And Machado fouls that back at 95. Now falls down to the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, Ray is an interesting case. Ray doesn't have stuff to flash you with, but he can hit between, he can stay like the mid to upper 90s, between 94 and 95. There's some good breaking stuff. And the first breaking ball is outside. 1 ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes to even the count on Manny Machado. But scores were on late, but I'm not ready to care less. And the 2-2 pitch. That is poked out of play. And Tellez is going to run out of room. Still, count still holds even. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Machado. And I think Celeste is kind of shaken up a little bit after colliding with the barricade. Damn. Yeah, and that's
Very high, so I don't know that he had a whole lot of opportunity to take his eyes off as he got closer to that side.
he's probably still feeling that a little bit. So now you got the count 2-2 and the pitch by Ray. That is popped out of play at 95 on that fastball. So still holds 2 balls, 2 strikes on Manny Machado.
Soto next. Padres batting bottom of the first inning. Brewers already on top, 2-0.
And the 2-2 pitch. That's outside, 3-2. So Machado works it full on Colin Ray.
Some new terminology entered the baseball lexicon. Sweepers. I don't know if I like it either.
And the 3-2 pitch. That is the deep right center. And that's going to be in the seats. Goodbye, baseball. Machado gets the Padres on the board to cut it down into 1. And that's the first home run of the season for Machado. RBI number 6. That went 380 feet at 104.5 off the bat of Machado.
It was clear from the onset of that at-bat. Colin Ray wanted to stay away.
It just made that one mistake, threw it right down the middle, and goodbye, baseball.
Taco for Manny Machado. 2-1 ball game.
All right, 2-1.
My guess is there's been a cologne change and a shoe change. Get the Polaroid out. Home run number 1.
All righty. So 2-1 here at the bottom of the first for Carl between the Brewers and the Padres. Now we got Juan Soto now coming up to face Colin Ray. And the first pitch is fouled off at 87. Looks a high changeup. So far in 13 games for the Padres, hit .217 with 3 homers, 7 RBIs for Juan Soto.
Using the left side of the field at all. He gets that going. Dangerous lineup.
And the 0-1. That is, did he go? Nope, he did not. Okay, no appeal, so it counts even 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's why I was so interested in watching it have a spring training under his belt. Saw the type of numbers he put up in spring. It's coming along.
And the 1-1 from Ray. That's chopped on the ground. Ray will tag it. Will apply the tag himself on Soto for out number 2.
First-round tripper of the year for Manny Machado.
Fastball, he gets this ball.
Fastball like a 2-seamer
He left it about middle away.
at middle away, and just obviously Machado took it where it's pitched and deposited in the right field seats.
Exit stage right. That's all you need. You just need to see it. It's almost like a shooter, right? You want to see the ball go through the net. You see the ball go over that fence, all of a sudden.
So now
get going for you.
the first pitch to Bogarts takes it in there for strike 1 at 88 miles an hour. Looks might be a first pitch changeup with Nelson Cruz waiting in the wings after Bogarts.
27, 4 homers, 10 runs batted in.
And the 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Xander Bogarts. So far hit 327 right now in the young season.
Enjoyed watching it.
The cleanup hitter for the Swinging Friars.
Like it, man. This is a guy you want to watch.
And the 1-1 pitch from Ray. That is popped out of play. And it's now ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Xander Bogarts.
So far, that really hasn't been the case.
Yeah, I bet he does think you're a liar.
If you guys want to check out any baseball games coming up, make sure you use use the promo code Philly Sports at checkout for the for SeatGeek and the 1-2, and that's a bit high. 1 ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes, I should say. That is 17 total pitches right now for Colin Ray.
It's now 2-1 after the 2-run shot by Rowdy to left.
And the 2-2. That is fouled off at 94. Still holds even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Score free jumbo jack from Jack in the box after a Padres home run. Yep, he hit one. So tomorrow he can get your free jumbo jack.
And the 2-2. That is off the hands. That's going to be a base hit. And that's good. Oh, and then Bogarts will put the wide turn, put the brakes on. So that's going to be a 2-out single for Bogarts. Keeps that going. And a good throw by Brian Anderson to get it in quickly. Right off the hands. Oh, man. All right, so now here comes Nelson Cruz. And the first pitch. And pops up to shallow center. Mitchell will make the catch for out number 3. So top of the second we go with the Padres down 1 to the Milwaukee Brewers. But this stream is sponsored by SeatGeek. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code PhillySports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PhillySports, Philly Sports, to save $20 off. It is right. So make sure you check out the promo code down below. Use Philly Sports. It's all caps to save $20 off. If you're going to any like sporting events, concerts, stuff like that, me and Siki will got you guys covered. Make sure you use my promo code Philly Sports at checkout to save $20 off. Whether you're going to baseball events, concerts, all that good stuff. So we got you guys hooked up as well. But going to the top of the second though. Brewers up 2-1 over the Padres. So far, though, both pitchers, though, be a little bit interesting to see. So one inning in the book, going to the second with, we got Brian. Looks like it might be Brian Anderson, Luke Voigt. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, too, for those who are asking how I'm watching the game, I'm watching it through MLB TV. So I finally decided to get MLB TV because let's be real, Dofu is being a piece of shit at the moment. All that stuff. So yeah, so that's for those who want to know that how I'm watching the game. So Machado gets them on the board to cut this lead in half. And the first pitch to Anderson swings and fouls it off. That might be a broken bat. First strike once. No balls in the strike to Brian Anderson. So far hit 286 with 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and 12 games played for the Milwaukee Brewers. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Nick Martinez. It's a bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was like a changeup down in the zone. And here comes the 1-1 pitch from Nick Martinez. He kicks and deals it. It's a bit low, 2-1 at 91 on that fastball, right just below the knees and right below the zone. So now Anderson right now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Let me get the smells off my scoreboard screen. Sorry, my apologies. And the 2-1 pitch. That is in there at 92. So that time the guy catches him off guard by that sinker to even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch. That is low, 3-2. So this is the second 3-ball count by Nick Martinez so far early here in this game. And we got the DH Luke Voigt now waiting in the wings. And the 3-2 pitch. That is line. Nice pick by Machado. Strong throw to first for out number 1. So Manny Machado makes it look easy. That's why the dude's a Gold Glove caliber third baseman for a reason. And now here comes Luke Voigt. And speaking of my buddy Tyler, what up?
What's up, brother?
You didn't miss much, man.
Okay, good. I was like, oh shit, I just got finished with Earls.
The only thing you missed was Rowdy Celeste going deep and Machado going deep. That's pretty much what you missed. And then a Gold Glove caliber play by Machado.
Oh, yeah. I'm Machado going deep. I missed nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you really didn't miss much. So Luke Voigt takes the first pitch
How did
strike.
I not miss much? Dude, how did I not miss much? It's Machado going deep. I missed a lot.
And that's chopped on the ground. Easy. And that's going to be a base hit for Luke Voigt. And Luke Voigt will put the brakes on.
Ooh. Did you see where that hit him?
I did not.
It looked like you hit him off his face. Off the pitcher's face.
It looked like, yeah, no, it was just, it was off the, almost Nick Martinez could have squeezed it. That could have been out number 2 right there, but it was just off the glove of Martinez.
He just got his glove up. It was just so fast. I thought it was his face.
I mean, shit, you see. But now we got Bryce Terang, and the first pitch by Martinez is a bit low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Terang. Right now hitting 294 with the homer and 5 RBIs in 12 games played so far this early season. And the 1-0 and just way down to pitch that. It was ball 2 in the dirt, but that's now 1 ball, 1 strike. And yeah, too. And for those who have seen it, I'm going to be live again for the Mets and Dodgers later on after Monday night. And also got the Pirates. If you're a Pirates or Rockies fan, I got you guys covered on Tuesday night as well. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a changeup. So yeah, so if everyone has checked out our community post, I posted to guys like what your team is. If you voted yes, make sure you comment your team down below, and me and Sarah will get you guys covered. And Cubs fans, don't worry, we got you guys too. Swings and misses, strike 3. So it's 3 straight.
We got all the teams. Oh, we could do a rival if we wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the Mets, do the Braves, Marlins, even though they think.
Yep, that's absolutely true. And a changeup right down the middle, and then Terang swings and misses right through. But final scores, you had the Phillies losing 6-2. Minnesota put a walloping on the New York Yankees 11-2 after they put up 9 in the first inning. Detroit beats Toronto 3-1. But Brasso,
Pittsburgh blanked the team 4-0.
Yeah, St. Louis. And
God, what is happening in St. Louis? It's like
what's going on with? Let me ask you this: what's going on with fucking Pittsburgh?
What's going on? What's going on with these teams that made the playoffs last year? They're not doing anything early on.
But I don't know. But the count's even 1 ball, 1 strike to Mike Brasso.
Like me, the Phillies, I'm starting to panic a little bit, but I'm still like, okay, this could turn around still. But
and again, I've seen worse starts in the month of April. I mean, think about it. You're a Reds fan. Look at last year; they went 3-18 the month of April for the entire month of April. Well, good portion of the month of April before they got some like 1 or 2 wins. But Jesus Christ,
they couldn't buy a win all month in April
until the month of May came around.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Reds fans, man. Y'all deserve a lot better than what you were given. And the 2-1 pitch, that is off the hands of Brasso, and that's going to be easy, a can of corn for out number 2 or out number 3. So cite that lead off, that single. So bottom second we go. This is kind of fun though, man.
Yeah.
Especially having MLB TV, man. Honestly, it makes the Dofu look a lot like much more better than
Dofu.
Yeah.
Is just Dofu. You have like little black, like full screen, widescreen thing where they have like the 2 black lines. Whatever. I usually get that because you're basically just screen grabbing your phone.
Pretty much.
Half the time, it doesn't look good, and the quality is bad. But thanks to my brother. Thank you, Jay. Shout out to my brother Jason.
And you have not got MLB TV. To be quite honest, it is well worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. You can watch every game except for
your local sports stations.
Your local station plays.
But
like
for me,
for instance, I can watch every single game from around the league except for Boston.
But I mean, it's at least it's not the end of the world, though.
No.
And think of this too, Tyler. At least the Boston stinks, so you don't have to worry about watching how bad they play. So at least that's a plus.
I just rip my dad for it. He lives in the area, and he always rips me like, Boston, but he, he's not really for a team, but I just rip him just to rip him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
So
I just use that organization's ineptitude as firepower.
Oh, Jay, you ain't wrong. Like that team's just so inconsistent, and Chris, I mean, I've seen some games where Chris Hill got lit up. It's like, man, what a night! What a beautiful night in San Diego from lucky bastards.
It's beautiful up here too, man.
Yeah, I'm
wearing freaking sleeveless shirts and shorts right now.
Well, for me, I have my AC on, so I'm wearing some good old sweatpants, my old joggers.
Bro, it's still hot there too.
Yeah, it's still hot.
It's still hot here.
Well, actually, it's not hot, but it's just lukewarm.
I was thinking about just going out on my deck and sitting there, and how hot it was today. I'm like, nope.
Nah. But now
it's not worth it.
So schedule hitters. So schedule hitters right now for the Padres. You got Jake Cronenworth, Ha-Seong Kim, and Rougned Odor played off the bottom of the second. Baltimore.
Huh? Go ahead.
But around the scores in the league, Baltimore, they escaped with a win over Oakland. Tampa Bay, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there in Tampa Bay. That's 13 straight.
What's in the water over there?
I have no, like, people call it like black magic. It's like, first of all, this is you're playing like the franchise on like rookie mode with all sliders turned up. Minnesota beats the New York Yankees 11-2 after he put up a 9-run first inning. And the first pitch to Ray is inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Jake Cronenworth, the first baseman for the Padres. Not going to lie, though, I think the Padres did a good job of going back to the original colors because let's be real, the blue and white just never sit well, which is a weird color scheme for them.
Yeah.
And Cronenworth, oh boy, Tauble missing a fastball right down the middle and fouls it into the seats. But if you're in the Valley area in terms of the NHL scoreboard, Blue Jackets beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in overtime. And that is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strike. Toronto beats the New York Rangers 3-2 in the NHL. For those who are hockey fans out there, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, summertime. Boston Bruins fans, y'all are something else. It just misses inside 2-2. Carolina beats the Florida Panthers 6-4 in the NHL. But like I said, man, summertime and the rest of summertime, y'all are gonna be spoiled as hell. We got a lot of good stuff coming to you guys in the summertime. Tampa Bay shuts out 5-0. Washington. So we got Ha-Seong Kim hit 289 in this young season. And the 3-2 pitch. And swings and misses, strike 3. 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Whew. And it missed the backdoor.
What is the corner this season so far? He has not done much this year.
He had a good year last year and just a very slow start. And
he's he's batting now like 214 and
now we got Ha-Seong Kim. So far, he got 11 games, 289 average, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and the first pitch by Ray on the outside corner for strike 1 on that cutter.
I like this dude. I like what he brought in the playoffs last year, too.
Even the WBC, for crying out loud.
Yeah, the WBC, he was deadly, too.
And outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's kind of ironic now seeing Colin Ray back in, well, even as a Brewer on a homecoming to San Diego.
Yeah.
Already with 2-1 lead. And the pitch. That is foul, even though that should have been ball 2, but I digress. So the count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Did you almost forget that the game was on?
What, me?
Yeah. And then
I didn't forget. I didn't forget the game was on. I just forgot what time it came on tonight.
It's 9:40. But like I said, I held it down.
Also, me and Earl's show ran long, so
Swings and misses, strike three, back-to-back strikeouts for Colin Ray.
but we basically stopped the stream like right at like 9:45.
Hmm.
So I was already 5 minutes late. So
And man, kid was wow. If you're talking about laying out a fastball, man, that dude that ball was already in the glove by the time before he even swung.
yeah.
But now here comes Rougned Odor. I think a lot of Rangers fans will know exactly who. And takes the first pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes. So far,
Hey, it's the guy who got his shit rocked by Jose Bautista.
he rocked Jose and Texas.
Oh no! Oh yeah! It was Roughneck
And
who rocked
Odor
Jose.
pops up to shallow center. Mitchell has a lot of room and will make the catch for out number 3. So the Padres go one.
Like I remember, that's the thing. I remember the moment, but I forgot who did what to who. Half the time.
So San Diego goes down 1-2-3, and the bottom of the second with Milwaukee still holding 2-1 through 2 innings.
Yes.
Now we got the top of the and Yelich too. I mean, I'm not gonna let Yelich off the hook a little bit because he's no one that just is questionable. Like after that broken kneecap a couple of years ago, like, he has not been the same in the last few years.
No.
It's just like I'm thinking to myself, like, what is going on? The dude won an MVP. And then, unfortunately, let's be real, breaking your kneecap is the most unfortunate thing. And since coming back from that, he just couldn't figure it out. I mean, so right now, I mean, decently hitting 245, but just not the kind of numbers that you would expect for a guy that has an MVP under his belt.
Yeah, he used to bat like 300, over 300. Now he can't even do that. He can't even bat 270. That's concerning.
That is very concerning for a guy that's.
Now, you expect a power hitter to bat like 240 and under. And as much as I dog Schwarber for that, that's what he's meant to do.
And that's kind of
he's not meant to be an average guy. And it took a little while to actually get that. Because this season I was dogging him.
Oh, yeah.
But he's a power guy.
Yeah, I mean.
You have power guys that
look at Joey Gallo for crying out loud, and look at the many. Remember one time, like
Joey Gallo just freaking sucks now. Still, you can't bat 100 as a power hitter. At least you can bat like 200 to like 240. That's fine.
And it's that too, and the fact that 1 year he led the league in strikeouts, struck out 210 times.
That was when he was with the
Texas Rangers.
He was with because it was because the Yankees traded him to Texas again.
No, actually, no. He was with Texas.
No. How did he strike out that? He was good with Texas, and then he went to the Yankees
and just stunk it up there. And that's going to be a rollover fair ball, and that's going to be a ground ball for Yelich. 0 for 1 tonight.
That's an easy grounder out. Yeah, something's up with Yelich. There's something on.
It's
not me getting a notification of a text that you already sent me that I already read. I don't know why Messenger does that.
I don't know either. But now we got William Adames. He's 0 for 1, takes the first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. But now I got to go find another shortstop on my fantasy league. Fuck, because goddamn, O'Neal Cruz is now hurt. But William Adames takes the first pitch.
And your best friend is whipping that ass.
I'll screw you. Because you have fucking show hate. That's fucking why.
That's why. Because I snagged him first.
Auto pick, fucker.
Thank you, ESPN. I love you.
But overall, Adames is now ahead in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike on Nick Martinez.
I knew as soon as I saw that. As soon as I saw that auto pick, I knew I was gonna win. I knew I was gonna dominate. Thank you, ESPN.
But so far, that is going to be a 1-out walk to William Adames. Now we got Rowdy Tellez, first time up.
Oh my God, he hit a monster.
barely.
And that barely went out. What?
Well, no.
Nah. I don't. That ballpark isn't really.
That's not a home. That's a pitcher friendly ballpark.
It's pitcher friendly.
Well, except for the left field, because that's a short left portion left.
Bro.
And the first pitch to Tellez. Ooh, Tellez, what are you looking at?
Rob, you know a ballpark I think is borderline cheating?
I'm saying Yankee Stadium.
That's what I was going to say. It's borderline cheating.
Well, you go to make the same argument. Well, actually, then again, though, you go to say Citizens Bank Park's also cheating as well.
Not really, because they have a high wall to combat like the homers. You have Yankee Stadium with like ridiculously short walls. They're close to the field.
And if you look at some of the home runs that they're hitting, like
you don't even have to hit a ball that hard to get it out.
Especially to right field, though. That's a very short porch. Because if you think about it, like if you see like homers on say to right field's like 325 and stuff like that. So first of all, that's like a fly out elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like you see why a lot of people are criticizing this a little league ballpark.
Yeah. It basically is. It basically is a little league ballpark.
But now we got a 1-2 count. Nick Martinez kicks and deals to Tellez. That is way out of the zone for ball 2.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
I had to make that joke before you did.
Oh, come on. If you don't know what we're ever saying, then you must be a young fella.
If you don't know what we're referencing, you are sheltered.
Yeah. And the 2-2, that is low. And that is a stolen base for Willie Adames.
Oh, we got him. What?
I don't know. It looks like San Diego might. That's what I saw. But let's see.
What?
What a jump.
Bro.
Oh no! I think he got in. He just got in ahead of the tag.
I got to see this. It looked like he was out.
But just watch his lead foot.
Oh yeah. Oh, he missed him, and then he hit him when
3-2, and that's going to be another walk for Nick Martinez. That's going to put runners on first and second, with just one out here in the top of the third.
Padres fans, is Martinez normally this bad?
Well, he's a bullpen guy. That's why.
No, is he? Oh, they're starting a bullpen guy?
Apparently, they're trying to help him transition from a bullpen guy to a starter.
Oh, that ain't gonna work for you. Ain't saying.
But now
a lot of bullpen guys don't have that durability.
William Contreras takes the first pitch and swings and misses the curveball in the dirt for strike 1. No balls in the strike.
Like I said, there's just none of that durability when it comes to doing the bullpen thing and starters. Yeah, it worked for us. It worked for us because we were able to wean him in. You're throwing
to keep him. That's the first disengagement from Nick Martinez.
Yeah.
For me, I don't mind the disengagements because first of all, it's like first of all, I was like, pitch the fucking ball. God damn it. Like no one cares about seeing throw over 15, 20 times.
Yeah, that I don't mind. I do not mind that.
And the bigger bases too, because trust me, getting spiked, that's not fun, but it's also a little bit scary too, especially you don't want to, for those who don't remember Tip Hudson, when he got spiked badly on his Achilles and pretty much ended his season right then and there against the Mets in 2007, 2008.
Yeah,
God, that feels like for fucking forever.
Bro, that feels like just a few years ago. I can't believe how much time.
And that is a loud foul ball into the seats by William Contreras. Counts down one.
Sterling on that one too.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Martinez already now up to 49 total pitches so far here in the top of the third. With the Brewers so far right now looking solid so far in the NL Central.
Yeah.
And the 1-2 pitch that has popped up. And into foul territory, and Cronenworth that's gonna go in the dugout. Still holds 1 ball, 2 strikes.
he's just early on these pitches. He's putting barrel to bat, but he's not. He's just early on.
Yeah, you ain't
He's got to
wrong.
wait a little bit longer, and then he can put barrel to bat.
Oh, goody. At least the Flyers are beating the Blackhawks, but I could care less.
They need to. No, I don't like that. They need to tank. Lose, damn it.
And that is fouled off again. And it still holds 1 ball, 2 strikes on William Contreras.
He's just so early on these pitches.
Well, I mean, think about it. Him and Wilson have very long ass swings. That's why
Yeah, they do have long swings.
they just
So the barrel gets there.
learn how to shorten it up a little bit.
You try to shorten up your swing.
Well, then again,
Jump.
Wilson knows actually know how to readjust that over the few years. And to be honest, he doesn't really look that good in his first year with St. Louis. Then again, it's still early.
Yeah,
That is in the dirt too.
That's me. That's me with Trey Turner. Like, I'm not panicking because
I mean,
it's the new environment. He has to get used to it. Look at
And plus,
Castellanos last year. Look at Castellanos last year. You got to get used to it. Now look at Wilson Contreras.
and also
Yeah.
I think, and the 2-2, that is low 3-2. But you also got to take this in consideration, like the kind of shoes he has to fill.
Yeah,
Yadier Molina.
Freaking Yachty, bro. You have to fulfill.
I know
Yachty.
that's going to be a little bit. I know that's getting. And look, I know Contreras has been there, done it for most of his career, but it's just, yeah. I mean, I can see what the pressure could get to you. But now just a 3-2 to Contreras. That is popped up. That's going to be it's going to be infield fly for out number 2, caught by Jake Cronenworth. But April 18th, Padres fans, you're going to get or it's going to be a giveaway for a Trevor Hoffman replica jersey. Trust me. Don't get me wrong. I do want to win a Trevor Hoffman because he's one of my other all-time favorite coaches outside of Mo Rivera. And let's be real. You can't tell me him and Mo Rivera had pretty much the badass walkout songs. Fucking, we got Rivera with Enter Sandman. Do you have fucking Hell's Bells with Trevor Hoffman? You know you're fucked.
You hear that and you're like,
Oh,
you're
shit.
like,
And
really?
Mitchell.
I gotta deal with this guy.
Oh, trust me. If you're Mo Rivera, I mean, trust me. You can imagine like how much broken bats that Mo Rivera has, especially with his cutter over the years.
Like,
But it
holy
counts-
shit. Like,
Man.
you hear Hell's Bells or Understand Me.
Ground. That's going to be easy
You are
play for
freaking-
Cronenworth.
And you have to deal with these two guys, and they have those songs. You hear those songs, you're panicking.
I
You
mean,
were
why
freaking
do you think the Yankees were so good for so long in the back end of that bullpen over the years?
God, bro.
And Trevor Hartman, I mean, but yeah, so Nick Martinez gets himself out a bit of a jam going bottom third. The Padres still down 1 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, speaking of the standings, in terms, if you're a Tyler, I know it's early, Tyler, but guess who's leading the NL West?
Diamondbacks. I know. That's why I'm trying to process what is going on right now.
Like you're seeing,
in baseball.
you got playoff teams playing like they're regressing.
You have your playoff teams from last year not doing shit. And you have teams that didn't make it doing good. Like, what is going on?
I mean, think about it. The Houston Astros, I mean, but then again, you know way Houston's going to find a way to catch fire. That's just who they are.
Same thing for Philly. Same thing for Philly. I think they'll catch fire soon.
But Baltimore, I mean, look, even though they're 7-6, well, pretty decent so far.
When you got guys like Mountcastle,
I mean, you got
Rushman,
Gunnar Henderson. Now you just brought up Grayson Rodriguez for that rotation.
I mean, you're good, but the big key is you have a young stud that you drafted in Athlete Rutschman.
And the dude,
Are you kidding?
and a very short sample size was phenomenal. But
And even this year, right now, he's phenomenal.
So in
it's like,
terms of the AL East, you had obviously you still have Tampa Bay at 13-0, which is a load of fucking crap. Then again, though,
bro, I want to know what's in. I want to know what's in their goddamn water.
I have no idea. What's good? What is good? Shout out to everyone that's coming in, though. But you have Tampa Bay at 13-0. Yankees are at 8-5. Toronto both, so it's a two-way tie for second at 8-5 between the Yankees and Toronto. Baltimore at 7-6. And you have Boston, well, let's just be real, sitting in the bottom of the basement of that division at 5-8.
Yes.
Then we got Austin Nola to lead it off for the Padres, even though offensively he kind of stinks. Defensively, he's okay. And that's even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the AL Central, kind of surprising. You had the Minnesota Twins at 9-4, Cleveland at 7-6, the Chicago White Sox at 5-8, Kansas City. Geez, and you got this is not no surprise in this division. You got the Kansas City and Detroit both at 4th and 5th place in that division. Well, Tyra, this might surprise you a little bit. In the AL West, you have the Angels at 7-5, Texas at 7-5, two-way tie for first, and so far through 12 games. Houston at 6.
That really doesn't surprise me because I was going into this season thinking the Angels and the Rangers were going to be good, so that is expected.
Well, I think there's more expectations for the Rangers than anything else. The Angels,
honestly, with all the moves that the Angels made, they are in that expectation range too.
And same with and then Randall's got to fucking stay fucking healthy because that contract's looking terrible. And the fact that you have one where this year that's going to be outside ball 4, and that's going to be a leadoff walk for Austin Nolan. Now we'll get to the top of the order for the San Diego Padres. But yeah, so it's a two-way tie for first between the Angels and Texas. You have Houston at 6-7. You have Seattle at 5-8, and Oakland. Well, let's just be real. Oakland, they're 3-10.
They're Oakland.
Well, soon to be Vegas.
They're gonna be Vegas.
I think they're just taking on purpose to get the fuck out of there.
So I guess we're not gonna call them Oakland for the rest of the season. We're just gonna call them Vegas.
Honestly, Oakland fans the A's fans deserve a lot better. I mean, I know Jake. I could imagine as well.
I bet you after the season, if their season goes to crap, they're probably gonna go bye.
Shit. You try to ask for a new stadium, but they ain't gonna do it because dual-use stadiums are no longer a thing anymore. But right now, you got Trent Grisham right now 0 for 1. So 0 for 1. And now with the count, even a ball and a strike, ground out back in the first. But Milwaukee right now sitting decently at 8-4 in the Central. And that's on the outside corner. I disagree with that call, but that's strike 2 regardless. Pittsburgh is actually second place in the division at 7-5.
Yeah.
Chicago Cubs, they're going to be fun for a while.
What's their record?
6-5 right now. They're third in the division.
I expected some competitive, like some
well, you got to think
competitive.
this too. The Cubs are still retooling because catcher and third bases right now has kind of been the biggest issue after Bryant couldn't do nothing much since leaving. Well, let's be real. That means and losing Wilson Contreras in the off season.
Yeah,
and that's popped up, and that's a mile high. For those who don't remember the 42 reference, like that's a home run of the elevator shaft. Now, I will say this too, as a Phillies fan, it does make me fucking cringe in that one scene. It's like, oh God. Sometimes I think myself.
What scene?
Remember when they started using let's be real, the old Phillies fan base in the 40s started like when Jackie Robinson played there in Philly, where they just start hurling the damn N-word around, like just using like different racial slurs with him. It's like, oh, exactly. And the manager of the Phillies did not appreciate that either, and they had to force him to shake hands with Jackie Robinson. It's like, God, sometimes I wonder why. Oh God, it just makes you want to cringe as a Phillies fan,
bro. Like as a Phillies fan, that scene alone made me want to just.
I was like, oh. But then again, though, I get it. Then again, that's kind of the time period where we're in at the time.
I was like, this was the 1940s. Calm the fuck down.
But the fact that the Phillies, Phillies were ruthless back in the 40s, like, good God. It just, that East inside 2-0 to Manny Machado, who took Colin Ray deep back in the first. Cincinnati.
I wouldn't pitch him in the strike zone either.
I mean,
Going deep already. I wouldn't pitch him in.
And the 2-0. That is chopped on the grounds. Ooh, nice play by Thomas. 6-4-3 double play.
Yo, that was a killer play, bro.
And Colin Ray. No, despite that solo shot by Machado, looks good through 3 innings so far of work. Well, in terms of the NL West, you got Arizona right now. They're 6-8-5 so far. They've been very nice on but actually pretty decent again on the road as well. Actually, they're 500 on the road. Then again, that might all change because we're 12 or 13 games in. So anything, it's like pretty much a subject to change. But right now, you have the Dodgers at 7-6, Padres at 7-6. You had the San Francisco Giants. Let's be real. After that one fluky season, and we saw how really, let's just be real, how inconsistent they really are. But they're sitting at 5-7, and Rockies fans, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man. Y'all deserve a whole lot better. I don't know what direction you're fucking going in because there's no direction with the Colorado Rockies. You got a guy like Charlie Blackmon who's been there for over a decade. He's been trying to give you his all. Chris Bryant has not done fucking shit for you since signing with you. Let's be real. The pitching, I mean, you should have traded Herman Marquez at his highest point, but now he's banged up. Good Lord. And the fact your owner said, oh, we want to be a 500 team, that would piss me off as a fan. Hearing my owner say, oh, we want to be a 500 team. Like, are you? I mean, look, I get the NOS is competitive, but at least try to be competing. I don't know.
But then again, it's only April still, so
then again,
I would start to really panic if I was a Rocky fan around June, July.
I mean, yeah. But the first pitch is a bit low in the zone. 1 ball, no strikes to Brian Anderson, who is 0 for 1 this evening. So right now, the top of the 4th. Man, we're not even an hour in. Jesus Christ, we're almost at the halfway point. God damn. And
that's the power of the pitch clock.
And that's in there with the nice paint outs. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Brian Anderson, who grounded out in the back end the second.
And they released what improved in this era.
That's for real. I don't mind the pitch. Because first of all, who wants to sit extra inning games, that's like extra 1 or 2 hours tacked onto that. So absolutely, I was like, gee, because extra innings are getting really boring. So
for me, I thought it was ridiculously freaking stupid. The pitch clock.
But then again,
it also hasn't benefited us. It hurt us tremendously. But I really don't mind games being shorter in a sense. But the problem is, I liked baseball how it was.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch it. Stop touching what ain't broken. No, the only thing I don't mind is banning the shift. Was because the average was like 232. Now it's up to 250.
Yeah, and Luke Voigt swings and misses for strike 2.
That part's fine to me.
I mean, think about this too, Tyler. Especially since with the Rockies. I mean, these got swept by hang on, that's inside 1 and 2. Well, they split against the series against the Padres. Let's be real. I mean, Scott's pretty much split the series with the Padres, swept in the 2-game series against the Dodgers, getting outscored 17-6, and split the series against the Nationals, and lost 2 with 3 to the Cardinals. And the 2-2. That is chopped on the ground. Oh, Machado with easy backhand. Strong overthrow to first. That's going to be out number 2. That should. My name Machado just makes it look so fucking easy over there at third base.
Yeah.
So that's 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Brewers.
The fact that we could have gotten Harper and him pisses me off to no end. But then again, we got Alec Bohm, which is fun.
And Bohm's, and plus too, I mean, it's gonna be a very cost expense. Just think about it. We did want him getting both. Like we didn't want to have much money to work with in terms of the budget. Why do you think the men? So bottom four we go. So
that's why we had to choose one or the other. Either get Machado or Harper.
And I think getting Harper again, I mean, really did help our outfield a little bit as well because our outfield would stunk a little bit before Harper got here.
The whole team stunk before he even got there. What the hell?
Well, that is true, but bottom four we go. It's still a 2-1 ball game. Nick Martinez still looks settled in. Both Colin Ray and Martinez looks really settled in so far.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the 11 total viewers coming in the chat and come and hang out with me and Tyler, man. Like I said, I'll be back at it again on Monday. I'll be back at it again, not just for what the fuck is it? Jesus Christ. God, these bet commercials are just weird. Then again, Kevin Worst on that front door commercial said, "We fixed this toilet." When I said that to Mitch today on the Phillies game, like I pretty much I had to get that stuck in his head. we just started cracking up laughing because when I said that, we just started making complete jokes.
Bro, I remember. No, you tell me about this commercial. And you're like, wait for it. When I'm in Jersey, and as soon as it starts, I look right at you and went, "What the fuck?"
Exactly. Like, we fixed this toilet. It's like, what? Like I said, man, commercials are just fucking weird.
With a range of drive modes and technology.
All right.
I got a commercial where there's a town called Basic, and it has a lot of basic shit in it.
Well, for me, I got Baseball Zen. That's for me.
Right. Oh, Juan Soto, 19 walks per at bat. Only behind a few points from Babe Ruth. That's awesome.
Anything with a Babe Ruth that's sad to say, it seems like everyone's trying to chase it. Man, the first pitch, Soto takes in there for strike one on that fastball.
Well, he's the baseball legend. He's the guy that everyone wants to beat and beat his record.
Oh, then we have the guy, and we have that in Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, we do with the whole.
Oh, that's a good pitch. Strike two.
What? That was a ball.
Apparently, the home plate umpire just says otherwise.
What the hell? Oh, it clipped the corner. That
just barely clipped the corner.
It does clip the corner.
And the 0-2 in there. Cold strike three.
And it's strike three call.
I don't know about that call.
That's a 50-50 call.
I don't know about that one, huh?
And I know.
Yeah, Juan Soto's pissed, and I get it, dude. I get it. That was not a good pitch.
It just clipped the bottom of the zone and barely by like an inch.
But it wasn't.
But it's not a strike.
That was a ball.
Well, then again, that's
straight up ball.
And that's what happens when you have catchers can work on that ability to work up and in and actually can steal strikes. That's kind of how most catchers are taught nowadays. The count's out 1 ball, no strikes to Bogarts, who singled his last time up. And the 0-1-0, that is low. 2-0 to Xander Bogarts. 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Still been a very close game so far and that is on the outside corner, strike one.
And it hasn't really been, offense friendly.
Yeah,
it's been more so defensive pitching.
Absolutely. And the 2-1, that is chopped on the ground to second. Tarong has it for easy out number 2. Makes that 1 for 2 goes Xander Bogarts. And again, though, I can see why Boston regrets letting him walk. But then again, I can see from Bogarts' point of view of not wanting to play for a team that's continuing to rebuild.
Yeah, he saw that team. He saw the writing on the wall. I knew he was going to leave too in free agency because he saw the writing on the wall that this team was not going to be good for.
And
for
Cruz chops on the ground. Terang again with an easy put out. 4-3, 1-2-3. Go with the Padres here in the bottom of the fourth. Top fifth we go. We're at the halfway point, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, I'm always forgetting Nelson Cruz is still in the league.
Yeah, the dude doesn't fucking age a bit.
Bro, like I keep forgetting he's in the league still.
Yeah, I mean shit. And now I get what? Yeah, so Soto, Bogarts, Cruz go down 1-2-3. So top of the fifth. So Major League vibes.
Oh, I got that too.
Man, we're almost like I feel like we're almost like on point with each other.
We're like a second. I'm like a second like ahead of you, but not much. Well, actually, we're not even a full second. It's like a millisecond.
Yeah,
like
so we're not that far off from each other, which is shocking.
Did you get that same stupid Taylor Swift commercial?
I think so, but now I'm with Keenan on that damn Auto Trader ad.
Oh, I'm not. Oh no, now you're pulling ahead. You're pulling ahead.
Well, so far 4 innings in the books. Been pretty much all defense since after the first, pretty much.
Yeah, it's been all defense here.
I mean, both teams got 3 runs combined and 3 runs on 4 hits combined. And of course, I get a weird city. Well, then again, it makes sense because you have Pete Alonso in the City credit card ad, which makes sense.
Oh wait, you got different ads. Never mind.
Yeah,
you get more so different ads than me because we're both running on a streaming service.
Yeah. So quick sets. So Milwaukee Brewers are okay. Takes a first. Wow. So that's a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1 to Mike Brasso, and then we get top of the order for the Brewers. Are we holding a 1-run lead over the San Diego Padres? And the 0-1, Brasso to deep center. Grisham on the run to the warning track, and that is gone. Mike Brasso takes Nick Martinez deep. It's now 3-1.
Wow.
Whew.
To the deepest part of the field too.
And that's man, that went 413 feet, 102.6 was the exit velo off the bat of Mike Brasso. A high fastball at 90 miles an hour and drives it over the center field wall. And that's kind of Mike Brasso's specialty. The dude's a good high fastball hitter.
Put on that cheese head, brother.
And takes the first pitch. Ooh, I don't know about that one. That just barely was outside the zone, but that's apparently called strike 1. Then again.
Who is this umpire? He stinks.
And again, and the 0-1, that is shot foul. So now Yelich already 0 for 1. Now down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
This guy sucks.
Why do you think a lot of MLB fans want to see the robo umps already getting up here already? And the 0-2, that is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like it's 2023. We were supposed to have flying cars too.
And the 1-2, and that shot on the ground. Easy.
Bring in robo so we can have a sci-fi feel. It'd be awesome.
And think of this too. And with the robo umps too, you can also challenge balls and strikes because that has been tested down to the minor leagues and it has worked nicely.
Yeah.
Because there was one instance where it actually worked really nicely when Jason Dominguez of the Yankees farm system struck out looking and actually in order to challenge it, you got to tap the top of your helmet to challenge it. And the first pitch breaking ball almost hits Adames in the head.
Oh, yeah.
1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, this dude was headhunting on that one.
Sure. Well, then again, I know he can't finish a breaking ball when you see one in the first pitch. And the 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0. So MLB leader. So most home runs by shortstop since May 22nd, 2021. Willie Adames has 54 of them. Bo Bichette at 48. Corey Seager at 46. And Jorge Polanco at 46 as well. And the 2-0 pitch.
What
And
broadcaster-
Adames. And that's going to fly out to Trent Grisham for out number 2.
That's an easy one. But what broadcast are you watching it on? The Padres or the Brewers?
I'm on the Padres on the Valley Sports Network.
Oh, I'm on that too. Or actually, no, I'm on the Brewers side.
Oh, you're on the Brewers?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we got Rowdy Tellez first. Right now, 1 for 2. And the first pitch is inside in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. And we got another special guest coming in. Our boy Blake.
Yo, what's up?
I can't, but I'm here in spirit. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Yeah.
And then Mike Brasso, top of being a good high fastball hitter if I ever seen one. Took Nick Martinez deep.
Yankee fans love Mike Purcell.
And it's outside 2-1. And Rowdy Tellez has a homer as well this evening.
I just got done filming that whole podcast I told you about when you ended the
the
game.
Tomahawk. Yeah.
Yeah, ran about like 31 minutes. Then I had to upload it to Spotify.
And Tellez, and that's going to drop in for a base hit for Rowdy Tellez. That is 2 for 2 for Rowdy Tellez.
That was a nice blooper. Nice blooper action.
And Pittsburgh, they beat the Cardinals 5-0.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I was watching that game. That's surprising. First win for Pittsburgh and St. Louis since June of 2021.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They play there like 10 times a year usually.
Yeah.
But overall, so now we got William Contreras so far 0 for 2 with a flyout and a foul out in his first 2 at-bats.
That's my boy.
Yeah, but that absolutely shocks me that the Pirates are 8-5 right now.
Yeah. Nice story.
Yeah. Or seeing the St. Louis Cardinals being as bad as they are in this division.
But like I said, it's only April. Things can change within a month, 2 months.
And the 0-1, Nick Martinez, and that is on the ground. That is going to sneak through for a base hit for William Contreras.
Ooh, the sneaky right down the middle. Nice.
And Detroit beats Toronto 3-1.
They did hold on. I see.
He has now got a 10-game hit streak for William Contreras.
I want to answer Damien's question here. He said 4 hours at a baseball game is extremely boring, especially if there's any scoring.
Yeah, I mean,
usually those games aren't that long. They're usually not 4 hours, even in the old format. If it was 1-0, 2-1, usually those games are 8-7 or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
And plus if it goes into extras, we'll tack on into that as well.
So usually those 4-hour games were not the most boring for the offensive fans, but I enjoy a good pitcher's duel every now and again too. I'm just
it's been mostly defensive before that Brasso homer.
Yeah, I mean usually April May is the month of pitching and defense.
Yeah, I don't mind the whole pitcher's duel thing either. And like you said, it's not 4 hours long. With a pitcher's duel, it cuts the time down because you're going through innings faster than you would if there was a lot of offense.
I think you really just have to be I'm sorry, go ahead, Rob.
And that's going to be easy put out for Terang, and that's going to be so that's 2 runners stranded by the Brewers, but however they still get 1 off the solo shot by Mike Brasso. So bottom 5 we go.
See, what I was saying before is usually to be a fan that enjoys pitcher duels, you have to be a diehard fan. Like last night, I watched Spencer Strider and Hunter Green. I knew there was going to be a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of runs scored. I had a feeling what was coming. But if you're seeing 2 minor leaguers that are forced into majors because of injuries against playoff lineups, yeah, it's probably going to be a 3-hour game that's 7-5. So
yeah,
helps you kind of enjoy the game if you have a feeling of what's to come.
You ain't wrong.
I'm sure you've been there with like Wheeler and Nola starts. You expect a lot less than when,
Honestly, this year with Nola starting, we expect him to
shove it.
Yeah,
To suck.
which is
And there's no, I don't think he just sucks. He's just so in goddamn consistent. That's what's the problem. Like after 2018, like he has not really been what he was. And quite frankly, and we seen his velocity is not where it used to be last year, between like 94 and occasional 95. It just does not, and his curveball just stinks.
how old is he now?
Well, like what, 27, 28?
He's oh my god.
He's been here 9 years. He's been here since 2015.
Well, I knew he's been there for a while. I thought he'd be older than that.
Well, then again, though, we did have to rush him a little bit in 2015. Apparently,
I just remember him. I've seen Aaron Nola shove the Braves, and I've seen the Braves kill Aaron Nola. You just never know.
Aaron Nola, we don't know what you're going to get from him. Wheeler's just been a complete workhorse for us for the last few years.
Yeah, I remember when y'all brought him in, he was supposed to be the 2 or the 3, and here he is as the 1.
Yeah,
because you guys still were holding on to Arrieta.
Oh God, don't remind me. That was just.
Let's not go back to that era where we had Arrieta.
Yeah, that was just god awful. And this was like Clentak, like the failure that has meant Clentak.
Just to talk about how good the NL East pitching's got in the last couple of years. I mean, man.
So I wonder why we're the most competitive division in baseball.
The lineups are good. I mean, the Marlins are a 4th place team, and they have a average lineup now, and they have a really good rotation. So
yeah,
I mean, those Braves teams are like 18 and 19. Man, we had like Kevin Gausman with a 6 ERA, Julio Teheran at the end of his career.
I forgot about Teheran. Oh God, Fulton was just washed.
Yep, we had Sean Newcomb. Like our rotations,
Sean Newcomb for me
was Soroka.
And Soroka just can't stay healthy. That's Sean Newcomb. Even though when he was on the bullpen was actually pretty decent. Just but there were moments where
19 hasn't been good.
Yeah, it's just been downhill ever since.
He punted so many games for us.
Cronenworth, and that's going to chop it foul. And Cronenworth, he hasn't really looked sharp at all so far up to this point in this season.
He tagged Lucas Leckie for a homer the other night.
Yeah. And I mean, and don't forget too, you also had Tukey Toussaint at one point.
Yep, him and Tucker Davidson didn't pan out. Tucker Davidson's more of a TikToker than major league pitcher.
Yeah, I remember that. They can't.
So you mean to tell me they got a baseball juju?
There's a couple of them, but they're not like juju. They just are more of like a behind the scenes of a minor leaguer life.
And that's swinging and miss strike 3. That is strikeout number 4 for Colin Ray.
I'd love to see it. More of like TikTok vloggers.
Yeah. And that was just a hanging cutter, and just Cronenworth just missed it.
Do you think he missed it because he was thinking of Corvette?
Maybe.
I don't know what he was thinking on that one at all.
That cutter had hit me written all over and just missed it.
Yeah.
And takes the first pitch cutter and on the outside corner for strike 1 for Hassan Kim. So far 0 for 1 with the strikeout back in the second. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't mind this new Padres uniforms because let's be the blue and white just didn't look right.
Narrow and bland.
Damn, that pitch was nasty.
And it's kind of funny that Colin Ray's kind of shoving it against his old former team.
And the Brewers kind of changed their blue and gray.
Yeah, they went back to what the originally were.
Yeah. Kind of slyly did it too. You didn't really recognize it until they did it.
Yeah, that is true. And the 0-2. And it's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Is it me, or does it seem like when a team rebrands, their team suddenly gets better because of it? Like the Padres were mid until they made the change. Now they're a World Series contender, and the Brewers were mid, and now they're.
And they went back. Yeah, it is kind of a coincidence. And there you go. Nope. And Kim just barely holds it.
And I know that it's not a uniform change, but the Phillies changed their logo, and they all of a sudden were good.
I mean, shit. Yeah.
The A's fans are like, we need it so bad. Maybe the move to Vegas will revamp us. We'll go join our neighbors, the Raiders, down there.
Yeah. But at least the A's will actually have better, much. Well, then again, though,
They'll have a better.
Because me and
field.
Tyler were
They'll
talking about
have-
this. I think the A's are just tanking on purpose just to get the hell out of there.
Yeah,
That's-
we talked about that.
And
They're going to just want to get out of there because the city doesn't want to pay for another stadium.
now, first of all, the dual use steers are pretty much outdated at this point.
Dude, you have the plumbing going through the damn ceiling.
And not just that. I mean, first of all, and you look at the attendance. Like they probably have any like 6,000 or 7,000 people show up.
You have sexual activities going on in your decks.
Yeah, I forgot about.
The famous televised
I think that was an appropriate way of saying it. Correct?
oral action. The
Pretty
oral
much. That pretty much should tell you.
action going. Yeah, it was caught on TV.
I was like last night, like how are down bad do you have to be? And
I
shit-
saw
You
a
literally go
clip,
to the parking lot, go to your car. The game's probably over. They're down 7 runs. Just do it there if you really need
but
it.
no, you did that, and then you got televised on TV
oh
doing it.
man,
Like
What?
what?
went over O'Doran and slaps it foul. So Odor right now they're playing right field for the Padres. So for
Man,
tonight,
screw him. He gave Travis Darno a concussion last week.
and also rocked the shit of Jose Bautista, I think, with the year prior,
2015, he's still living off that clout.
and has not been good ever since leaving Texas.
No, he hasn't.
In Texas, man, I mean, you had a few opportunities, but
Yeah, he had so many years to try to figure it out during the reload, and they finally said off with you and Gallo.
yep, and it's outside 2-2.
I kind of wish the Orioles signed Mancini this offseason and that the Rangers brought back Gallo, but they found homes in the Midwest instead.
Yeah,
Just made too much sense,
it does. But then again, I mean, why would you take a chance on guys that are older, especially on a young team that is pretty much the Texas Rangers? And then again, it does make sense. You could use that veteran leadership because I mean, he's been an Oriole for most of his career, and then unfortunately, then they're still suffering that Chris Davis contract was fucking stupid.
That's why they haven't paid anybody. They have like the third smallest payroll still.
And again, can't be worse than the A's. I mean, their payroll is just abysmal. And that's swinging and a miss strike 3 by Colin Ray. That's 5 punch outs for Colin Ray so far through 5 innings of work.
I mean, realistically, the Orioles' payroll is going to have to jump up in the next couple years if they want to pay the Mountcastles, the Mullins, the John Means, and then a couple years later, you're going to have
You got to pay Henderson, Ali Rutschman at some point.
Yeah, Grayson, Rodriguez,
And
Ramon Urias is killing it. He wants a contract.
yeah, I mean, really good closure.
Santander.
That's Santander. I mean, they got some pieces. I mean, they can be good in that tough AL East. They just have to find a way to put it together.
Yeah,
Like I said, look, getting Kyle Gibson. I mean, the pitching, just not.
Cole Irvin.
And he's
They
okay.
need John Means back fast. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way. Like
You can
he's
tell
the
this
anchor.
rotation needs John Means.
And then
Here's
you
the
can
thing about
allow
Kyle
Grayson
Gibson.
a little bit more fine tuning. Go ahead, Tyler.
Here's the thing about Kyle Gibson Jr. He's good in the regular season, but he's absolute dumpster fire in the playoffs.
Did
I
he
think that-
pitch it all for y'all in the playoffs last year?
He did, but really didn't do much.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even pitch him in the postseason on the
He
run
did,
that
no,
we
he
did.
did a lot. No, he did a lot in the regular season.
He
He
did.
did
I
pretty
don't
good.
remember him pitching for y'all in the play because I watched the entire postseason. Of
Yeah,
course,
we
not
never pitched him in the
playoffs.
postseason because we know what Kyle Gibson is in the postseason. Like he just stinks it up.
I think we pitched him one NLDS and he stunk.
Yeah,
And we
Yeah, we
said
should-
no ever again.
and ever since then, we pretty much just came up short.
Someone just texted me that they bought Game 7 of Hawks Celtics. Well, that'll be a nice little refund in a week.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's going to get to Boston either. He's from here.
Uh,
You don't have to worry about it.
yeah. And Rays defeat the Boston Red Sox to go 13-0. Well, wait till you run the.
I like what the Brewers are doing for Jackie Robinson Day.
And the first pitch by Martinez is high, 1 ball, no strikes. I mean, Tyler, we're talking about this too. As Phillies fans, ever since that one scene of 42, I was
Yeah.
like, God,
But
It
but, I
just-
like
it-
but hold on. Let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna have kids draw a picture of what Jackie Robinson represents to them, or something, or the spirit of Jackie Robinson, or something. And they
I
give
like
it
that.
to the Brewers, and they have a contest. And I think that's a cool concept.
Absolutely. And the 2-0 by Nick Martinez is on
But
the outside corner.
like I was telling Ron about that scene.
I was like, God.
It almost made me want to give up on the Phillies.
Yes. And this is time during the 40s. Like, God.
I'm like,
God,
dude,
we
it's
treated
the
him like, and we thought
good.
look, I know most teams treat him like shit, but we were ruthless to Jackie Robinson back in the day.
We said the N-word. We said the goddamn N-word like
N-word, we
5
threw
times.
trash at him, like good. And we spent 2 good. I know this is, and that's on the outside corner at 92. That's a full count to Brian Anderson's already 0 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, that clipped the line. That clipped the plate.
And the 3-2 pitch. That is to Ha-Seong Kim with the easy play at first for out number 1. So that's 0 for 3 for Bryant. And Brian Anderson still kind of stinks as well. Like, he just really hasn't really been as great as people think he may be.
No.
Even with Miami, he just wasn't that good. But now we got Luke Voigt. He's 1 for 2, single back in the second. And the first pitch by Martinez is low in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. First pitch breaking ball. Okay, Voigt. Gotta let the chest hair go. Showing out the chest hair, eh?
He's still mad that he was dumped in the Eric Hosmer trade last fall.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And Eric Hosmer hasn't really done shit since getting DFA'd by Boston.
He was like, I could have been on the NLCS run, and y'all had to trade me.
There was a reason why he got DFA'd. Tell you that.
I mean, he hasn't been the same after 2015.
He was not good for Boston last year at all.
Oh, why do you think Boston might have Heim Bloom on the hot seat? Because good Lord. And the first pitch to Terang is in there for strike 1. Another guy that's 0 for 2 this night. Oh, speaking of which, game's now tied between the Flyers and the Blackhawks. Why am I not surprised?
Yes.
Winning.
Just lose, Flyers. Get a top pick.
Yeah, all Flyers fans want us to fucking tank because we are just goddamn garbage.
We're shit, dude.
And so bottom 6 we go. Because like I said, we have not been the same since blowing the 3-1 lead against the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Finals, which still fucking rubs me the wrong way.
Dude, that was distant memory from 2010. Do not bring that up again.
And except for that bubble, especially that bubble year, which I'm not going to count.
Bring that up again.
Hey, at least you didn't blow a 3-1 lead in 2020. Like, that's only 2 years removed from me, and then 6 years removed from a Super Bowl blow. Like, at least your city has won a championship since 2010.
Yeah, that's that long. That is true, but hasn't really been that great.
But here's the thing. The Flyers haven't won one since the 70s.
Since 75. It's been that fucking long. It's been that long since my grandparents were when they're in their early teens. Let's put it that way. It's been that long, and before my mom was even thought of, because she was born. The last time the Flyers won a Stanley Cup was 3 years before my mom was before my mom existed. Bro. She was born in 1978.
Bro, this drought is a little bit older than my mom, or a little bit not older. Yeah, a little bit older than my mom.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's sad to note that my grandparents got the chance to see it.
Hold on. When was the Stanley Cup of that year? Like summer?
I think so. Summer.
So yeah, a little bit older, like a few months older than my mom.
You would think. Let's see when I actually found one of. And Ed Steyer, God rest that man's soul, but this team's rolling, making this dude roll in his grave at this point.
Well, that's what happened when you sell it to a goddamn cable company.
And Comcast ain't doing shit either, so I mean, sheesh.
You sold it to a goddamn cable company. The hell are they gonna do? They don't even. They mismanaged cable. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right,
They don't do good business with anything.
Florida's number 3 in the country right now. That's crazy.
What sport?
Baseball. We played Georgia this weekend.
Ooh.
27-6. Wake Forest is 2. LSU is 1, of course.
I'm not surprised because Dylan
NIL
Cruz is
pockets
another
running
one.
deep. Yeah.
And Vanderbilt is kind of looking, they kind of fallen off a little bit because that's my college team.
They're sitting at 4. They're fine.
I mean, they're fine. I mean, true, but still, I mean, it's
26-6.
yeah. I mean,
Arkansas is 5th. South Carolina is 6th. God, SEC, chillax.
I've always said South Carolina has not really been the same in the last decade or so.
No, I haven't really. No.
I mean, you still have when you had guys like Jackie Brown Jr. Who else came out of there? Whit Merrifield. There's another guy I can't think of that came out of South Carolina in terms of the baseball product. Oh, talk about getting cup checked by William Contreras. God damn.
A lot of the good players just go out of high school. No.
Yeah.
So, like all the super prospects, they're like, I'd rather just
Look
to
at
the majors
Mackenzie
at
Gore,
21.
Robert Hassel III.
Yeah, they'd rather get to the majors at 21 as a first-round high school pick than at 24 with a degree and have 3 years off their career.
Yeah.
It's like a give or take for some people. Would you rather have the education and backup, or would you rather have a longer career and know that you're that guy?
You know what?
Yeah,
that's a good point to think. I mean, and sometimes even when I mean, you take it, guys like McAble and Andrew Painter. Yes, I was very skeptical, but then again, now that you put it in that pride perspective, that you know what makes a lot of sense. Because I mean, the only one that actually I think, Bohm, look, yeah, came to college, but he actually has pretty done decently. And that is in there, strike 3. That is strikeout number 6 by Colin Ray so far against the Padres.
Ole Miss, I don't think is even ranked, and they're the defending champions. Tennessee, who won the SEC last year, was like 2 losses all regular season.
I think they were they were the number 1 seed. I think before LSU took over,
and they didn't even make it to Omaha. They lost in the Super Regionals to
teams that you were not expecting them to lose to. That's the thing. That's
Notre Dame. Yeah,
no, like Notre Dame wasn't even ranked either. Even in football, let's be real. As a Clemson fan, I'm still pissed about that fucking loss. Lost 35-13 to Notre Dame, and that fucked everything up for us.
I'm telling you right now, the loss to Notre Dame, that's what hit us hard to miss the playoff this year.
Or the fact that we shit the bed. And again, it can't be worse than shitting the bed against your in-state rival. That's the South Carolina Gamecocks, the last game of the fucking season.
So wait, you're a Clemson football fan, but a South Carolina baseball fan? This isn't making a lot of sense.
I'm a Vanderbilt guy in terms of college baseball.
Oh, you just said that. Duh.
Because me and Tyler, we lived in the South for I've lived in South Carolina for over a decade, and I've been to a few Clemson South Carolina rivalries, and we fucking hate the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I feel you. I went to boarding school in north of Clemson, so I completely know. And even in Atlanta, the Clemson fan base is not the smallest. So
it's not. And me and Tyler, we would look at each other every time before the game. It's like to touch Howard's rock. It's like, what the fuck's with the? It's just a piece. It's a rock. I've never understood the fucking tradition behind Howard's rock.
When I went to one or two Clemson games when I was at boarding school up there, I was like, I love college football, and I've heard all about the rock and the run down the hill. I saw it in person. I'm like, this is one of the most overrated things I've ever seen.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
But then there's other Clemson fans that are like, no, it's the best tradition. I'm like,
and Grisham, that is a long. That's like, damn. It's like you're just running down a hill touching a rock. It's like there's nothing special about it. And the fact you had to travel from and they take buses to they drive you to the stadium. It's like lazy bastards.
You gotta hop in a bus just to drive all the way to the other side of the stadium just to walk back in it.
Yeah, apparently. So I was like, that's just like you're really outdoing yourself.
But
it counts down 2 balls, 2 strikes on Trent Grisham. Already 0 for 2. And the pitch. That is popped up to the left. That's going to be easy can of corn for the left fielder for out number 2 for Christian Yelich.
Can of corn, I love it. I say that a lot too.
You ain't wrong. It's one of my favorite terms in baseball.
I get it from Chip Carey, honestly.
Yeah. And his dad was actually entertaining as well. as well, and his
Holy cow, the grandpa.
I was about to say, his grandpa was a freaking it was a hoot as well. But we do have a pitching change for the Brewers. So Colin Ray finishes that first out. We're going to the bullpen,
And his sons are doing minor league announcing right now too. Chip Carey, so he's got
I know
two of them.
they went to the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Chip's doing the Cardinals, but his sons are doing their Amarillo Sod Poodle games. So,
And whose system is that?
they're a minor league team. I guess I could Google that. Or
So the Amarillo
Sod Poodles. I think they're a AA team. They might be AAA. But his sons are like co-announcing those games, if that makes sense.
And who's Chip Carey's son? What's his name?
I don't know their names, but I do know that that's what they're doing. They're the announcers of. They went to University of Georgia. They graduated, and they're doing the Sod Poodles games right now. They are a AA affiliate of the Diamondbacks. Okay, so they're gonna get to call Drew Jones games here sooner than later.
Yeah,
that's cool. He looks like a super prospect, making catches out there like his dad already.
So, I mean, he looks like his dad a little bit too.
Yeah, I've met him. He went to a high school near me, so I've met him. He's a really nice dude. He's a little bit of a high school jock, as he should be, but he was nice when I met him.
And it's just funny that the one clip that's been when that was going around was the one game he played where people call him overrated and just shuts him up with a loud homer.
Yup. At Wesleyan High School, man, those idiots.
Man.
Well, I think he went to Wesleyan. Hold on.
Yeah, I think he.
Let me look up where it was at high school. That was overrated. March 2nd. Oh, okay. It was at Decatur High School, who is usually pretty good at baseball themselves. That is where Jordan Walker and Michael Harris went to high school.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And he went to Wesleyan High School, which is also really good at baseball. I mean, we're definitely a good baseball state here in Georgia.
I mean, not just baseball, but just sports in general.
Football, we're not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, basketball, we can't keep the talent in state for basketball.
No, because there's transfers waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I hear that. I hear that Georgia has like 8 or 9 of the top 100 players in the country every year for high school basketball, and they only keep like one or usually Tech gets one, the Bulldogs get the other, and that's about all they get. Everybody else transfers to a big school or commits to a school.
Or most of the time they'll transfer to Alabama or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Usually they go to like Kentucky or the ACC, or like some of them that want to go out west will take the UCLA route or the Gonzaga
or USC.
Yeah. I mean, for football, Kirby Smart's keeping I'm not a Georgia fan, as you know. I'm a Florida fan, but Kirby's keeping everybody in state. And now that in Georgia Tech, one thing they've done well, even under their bad regimes, is they've always recruited some guys in state as well. So.
Got him for third strike.
So bottom 6 comes to a close. Brewers still hold the top 7. So Brewers still hold a 2-run lead over the Padres.
I've always heard that like the top 5 high school football states in no order are Texas, Florida, Georgia, California, and Ohio. Like just recruitment talent wise.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Texas, jeez, kids
Texas
are built different over it. They're just, they live by the saying, everything's big in Texas. I mean, we've seen kids like they're built differently over in Texas.
If you remember Forensics, who did some shows on the networks with us, he's a high school athlete in the state of Texas for both football and baseball. So like, he goes through that gauntlet. And like I do play-by-play for my high schools that I graduated from. I'm an alumni of, and they're really bad. Like we're one of the worst teams in the county.
Oh my God.
I do it for reps, right? Like we didn't win a single. I called 0 offensive touchdowns last year. That's a whole different story. But yeah, I called 6 games and I called 0 offensive touchdowns for my team.
Wait, what was your high school name?
Lassiter High School.
Lassiter?
LASSITER. Yeah, high school. We're a baseball school. We're terrible at basketball, terrible at football. But
Yeah, say you ain't kidding. I mean, the
mean-
school because for me, I went up to Gloucester here because I live out in South Jersey. So I mean,
Mhm.
our high school we've been pretty much known to because we have more softball championships than we do baseball because we have not won. Our baseball team has this beer has been inconsistent since the 70s. Our football has won a few championships. Our track and field program is a lot better. Our softball program is just pretty much been title winners as long as I can remember since because I've been there from 2012 to 2016.
I graduated last year and we hadn't made the playoffs since my 8th grade school year.
I mean,
that year we went 6-4 and snuck in as like the last team.
I mean, we were the 16th seed in 2016, my senior year. We lost to a freaking high school that should have had no business being like. We just ran on those teams like you never expect to make the playoffs, and that was New Egypt. And we lost in the second round, and ever since then, that still stings.
I mean, for us, like as I said, we're not to recap it back to Texas, like we played 10 games in Florida or in Georgia. Apparently in high school in Florida, they play like 13 games. And then for Texas, they play like 13 plus they have like 6 weeks of playoffs. So they'll be playing from beginning of August till Christmas time for high school football. But that's how big it is down there. That's how many teams there is. That's how many good teams there is. In Georgia, it's pretty much dominated by a couple of different counties.
It's not surprised.
And then for Florida as well, like, you know, down in the Miami area, you have all the academies, and then in the central part of the state is where Florida and Florida State gets all their recruits, so they're really good too. And the weather's a little bit nicer in Florida for high school football than
and
it is
sometimes,
for Georgia.
and you see like teams like University of Tampa will come out of the woodworks for some recruitment.
Mm-hmm. Like South Florida, UCF. I mean, even for a long time, like you had guys like Charlie Strong and Lane Kiffin at the smaller universities in state taking recruits away from, you know, Jimbo Fisher and Dan Mullen, who were there at the time.
Yeah, that's crazy to really look about how much time has changed.
Now you got Cristobal down in Miami, who's recruiting well.
And and people thought was it Tyler Van Dyke could have been a Heisman winner? Yeah, that good look, man. That looked bad. That was
UCF has definitely been the third best team in the state the last decade.
Their basketball is actually not that bad, both men's and women's.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. we lost to them in the Gasparilla Bowl and the NIT. Like that's just disgusting.
Man.
Disgusting. Now, granted, they declined a bowl game with us in 2018 after they had just won the national championship per se, and we had our first year with Dan Mullen. We were in the Peach Bowl. This is the same day that y'all slaughtered Notre Dame in that Cotton Bowl. I was at the game.
I remember
we put up 40 on Michigan that day, and we're like, where's the national champions at? They didn't want to play us.
I'm not mistaken, too. This is when Trevor Lawrence before Trevor Lawrence got into the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was Trevor Lawrence's freshman year.
Oh. And it's crazy because me and Tyler talk about this too. Like we'll have like these like dime a dozen type of quarterback prospects will come in, you know, from like Deshaun Watson 2017, DJ. Let's be real, just kind of stunk it up the last few years.
Yeah, DJ
was good before Deshaun though.
Yeah. And we had DJ as his as Deshaun. Well, actually, no. I think it might have been either Trevor Lawrence or DJ. Could be wrong. But regardless, DJ cannot crack 100 yards passing it for the love of Christ.
DJ backed up Trevor Lawrence. Didn't learn shit from him.
Well, they're completely different quarter. Like I think if DJ would have been backed up by even Brian Kelly or Taj or Deshaun, they were better quarterback.
But yeah, and DJ Ugalele.
That's all DJ was ever good for was running. He couldn't throw.
The Flyers won in overtime.
No, lose, damn it.
We won 5-4 over the Blackhawks.
And
Adam is just gonna sky that one out number 3.
No, fantasy. Time to stretch him out, Rob, huh?
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I'm whipping at ass in fantasy baseball now. Whipping that ass, boy.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Do y'all want to hear my fantasy baseball?
Not my fault, dude. Not my fault. You couldn't get Shohei and ESPN have my back.
Well, first, Tyler, you got fucking lucky landing Shohei cheat
Oh,
code,
yeah,
you
yeah.
bastard.
I watched the VOD, and I remember I watched the VOD of y'all's draft just because I wanted to see what went down, and I remember you were so mad, Rob. You're like, how? He gets Shohei?
Yeah, I mean, ever since losing to Shohei, oh,
Yeah. No, I got to the draft late. That was the problem.
I remember Mitch
damn,
was like, you gotta
LSU. Oof,
stop.
Jesus Christ, LSU kicked the shit out of Kentucky, 16-6.
Kentucky's good too. Everybody's good in the SEC for the most part, minus like Georgia and
I'm very surprised that Georgia's actually not that good in baseball, which is very surprising.
Their
And again,
football-
Georgia's only good at football. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Like they hired Mike White in basketball and think they're gonna do something. Like I watched that man.
Well, we'll see how that
7
turns
years.
out.
No, it's not. They couldn't even get to the tournament with Anthony Edwards. Terrible.
And Anthony is that the same Ant-Man from Minnesota?
Mhm.
He fucking sold me in my motherfucking parlay, you fucking bastard. In the second half, you sold me on a $45,000 payout.
He's an Atlanta guy. I always love him, but man, he was.
His
Woo,
second
he was
half
not
just his second half stunk it up. And Cat was never off the hook either because man, he needed 2 goddamn points. I had everything to hit. And of course, man, so far I'm already losing to Mitch already. I'm losing to Tyler in my other league.
I only play one league, so I'm more into it. But as I talked about with you in the last stream, I hate how they shortened the rosters this year.
You ain't wrong.
I missed my first base / third base and my extra outfielder and my bigger bench. I liked having a full roster. I liked having the
gave
utility
me
guy.
a lot to work with.
Yeah, like I liked having my extra, like having 2 guys at one position because I knew I could start both. I miss having 3 closers, that backup catcher to start at utility.
Mhm.
You know, just it was the reason they did it though is to attract more casuals to fantasy baseball.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is. Like I had to drop Wilson Contreras because I knew I was never going to start him because I have Will Smith. Like right now, I have a bench of just CJ Crone and Jonathan in India. But I have 3 guys on my injury list right now. Iglesias, Jeffrey Springs I added today, and Michael Harris for a couple more days. But yeah, last year I had like a 4 or 5 man bench, like 2 or 3 position players and like a starter or 2. Because starting pitching is where you get the most points, of course.
Say you ain't wrong.
Like right now, I literally just have CJ Crone and India off the bench. But like last year, I would have had Charlie Blackmon, Chris Taylor, CJ Crone, Christian Vasquez.
Well, you could have had a good roster if it wasn't shortened.
Yeah,
And
like
I will
last
say
year,
this
I
too, though.
wanted-
Seeing a younger version of Charlie Blackmon is just so weird.
Oh, what?
And when Charlie Blackmon came to the Rockies, like without that beard he has, like, are you sure that's Charlie Blackmon? Because that's when I think of him, it's like that big beard that he's known for.
Did he shave it? I haven't watched a lot of Rockies this year.
I think he still has it. I think he kind of trimmed it up a little bit. Because, I mean, my starting 9, I have freaking Dalton Varsho, Abreu, Whit Merrifield, I have Austin Riley as my third baseman in one league. I have Bo Bichette, Teoscar Hernandez, Mark Candace, one of my other outfielders, McCutcheon, the utilities, Jonah Heim. And of course, I don't really have much of bench because Suzuki's kind of fucking hurt.
Yeah.
God.
I have 2 starting pitchers on my
He should
bench
be
right now.
so he should be back soon off the IL. But in terms of my pitchers in one league that I have Otani, Castillo, Devin Williams is in my bullpen, Chris Bassett, Pablo Lopez, and Dustin May.
And you can't really add any like spot starters per se this year. Like you can't really pick up a guy for a start on a Sunday because you're losing and then drop him again because your roster doesn't have the flexibility of that.
Yeah, not like it used to. And I also have and I just picked up Alvarado that I got to put that I have on my bench as well. And my other one that I have on the IL is Robbie Ray.
Yeah, like last year I would pick up guys like Herman Marquez for a spot start if he was on the road, or I'd pick up like a Jose Urquidy. Like if I was losing on like a Saturday or Sunday, just like 4 or 5 guys that were always out there. But this year I don't have that. So I literally just stacked up on starting pitching. I have 3 closers. I have Iglesias on the IL along with Ryan Presley because the Astros are going to win a lot of games, of course, and Josh Hader.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be on the base hit for Xander Bogaerts. That's 2 for 3 tonight for Bogaerts.
I would love the Padres to come back so I get a Josh Hader
Thank you,
save opportunity.
Bogart. You gave me more fantasy points. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can still continue to kill Rob.
What do you guys when you're watching a game and it's your fantasy hitter versus your fantasy pitcher, what do you usually cheer for? It's not a Philly. We're not talking Phillies here. It could be two random teams. So don't take that out of the question. What I cheer for is for them to get out in the field to play, because that means they didn't lose a point for striking out, but the pitcher still gets points.
If I need like pitching points, oh, for sure, I'll go with the pitcher side of things.
Well, if the guy lines out, your pitcher gets a point for it because they got him out, but your batter doesn't lose a point for
exactly.
it. So aggregately, I guess like them getting out.
Yeah, it makes a lot.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. I would just hope for the points for both with the ground out.
What in the world is happening here, Rob? Nelson Cruz laying out a swinging bunt.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
he just got hit.
I don't know about Nelson. God damn. Then again, that's Nelson Cruz. That is unlike Nelson Cruz that I've seen over the years.
This pitcher, yo, Rob, this pitcher's bad.
He got rocked.
He got rocked, but he got up like he was completely no-selling that. Yo, he's badass.
Look at the trainers swarming him. The Brewers are like, yeah, we're pitching or you're not getting a lot past us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I said this too. It's like, don't be surprised if somehow they're going to find a way to move or trade Corbin Burns at the deadline. Because let's be real, Corbin Burns deserves a lot better than what the Brewers are giving him.
Yes, I think the Brewers.
I mean, the dude's too fucking talented. And the fact you make him think that, oh, he's not worth like what $750,000 because like the dude won a Cy Young for you in 2021. Oh man, he took a damn.
I think it clipped him in both legs.
Look at yeah, he got sheesh.
Looks like he got ding and then dong on the right leg and the left leg.
That's just crazy.
He's trying to stay out there. The manager's like,
I said, no, you.
Nah, mate. You think we stupid or something? We run the best pitching farm in the National League. We're the Rays.
No wonder, this is no wonder why your offense stinks because you're.
We're Rays North, man. We take care of our pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how to hit worth for nothing, but
I've said this. And me and Tyler talked about this too before you came on. It's like ever since after that coming back to the broken kneecap, Christian Yelich has not been the fucking same ever since.
Oh, he hasn't.
And that's sad for a guy that has an MVP and just cannot get back to what he was.
I mean, talk about bad luck. Not only for him, but for the Brewers. They finally decided to pay a guy what he was worth. And then for him to get hurt and for Kane to regress the way they did, they're probably like never again.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep reaching one for more prospects. Screw that.
That's just great.
Both Kane and Yelich didn't play anywhere close to their contracts at all.
And Kane has not been the same since his Royal days.
Mm-mm. That was what originally brought the Brewers back to contention was Kane and Yelich and that 2018 campaign. But man, talk about a team whose window is closing fast, right?
Yeah, for a team that has some interesting talent, but just can't figure it. And that's a loud foul ball by Cronenworth. He's already 0 for 2 tonight.
I heard you talking earlier. He's like, watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, so no balls, 2 strikes on Cronenworth, and he got a bag too from San Diego too for a 7-year extension.
Everybody's paid their minus like Snell and Soto, and they'll find a way to pay those guys.
Yeah,
and they still got a prospect pool. Like they still got guys down there to either trade for more major league guys or to fill out the roster with in the future.
Mm-hmm.
For minimal money. I mean, it'd be stupid for them to let Soto and Snell walk. Those are the last 2 guys they still got to pay.
Yeah.
Everybody else has their bag.
And that's going to be in the seats.
Cronenworth has his bag. Machado, Fernando, Xander, Musgrove, Darvish, Hader.
The only thing guys got to get paid now, like you said, is, Soto and Snell.
Grisham and Kim are under good arbitration deals. The prospects and their bullpen you're able to find for cheap,
Yeah.
I'm like a couple seconds ahead of you. That's why I kind of paused my thought right before the pitch. Yeah. Call it.
Streletsky's already count 1 and 2 on Cronenworth. Well,
So that's a little good.
dude, I know some people that are Ducks fans. They cannot wait for the season to be done.
Uh-oh.
And Cronenworth, that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play.
You know who loves that? Devin Williams.
Oh, thank God I have him in one of my leagues, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I got haters, so who were, the former teammates are going to be battling for the ninth inning.
Yeah.
I remember as soon as that hater trade happened in August,
And Hader sucked since that trade.
Well, he had a bad August, and then he turned it back on.
Yeah.
And he's had a good start to the year. But what I remember
because me and Tyler also said too, like it's hard to, like it's like kind of getting adjusted like to a new setting in a way.
Yeah.
It's like a new environment. Because I mean, shit. Turner's already hitting over 300, but it's like he's trying to find what he normally would do.
Guys either come out hitting 480 or have an ERA of 0.12, or they come out hitting 160 and have an ERA of 6. There's no like in between when you first get called up or sent to a new team.
Yeah.
You never see rook top prospects come up and hit 260 at the 6th spot. They're either hitting 130 and they're not doing anything, or they're hitting 580 and they're hitting the cover off the ball. Same thing for trade guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe I'm saying that as a Braves fan and I'm just used to it. But
well, I mean, y'all got a good farm system anyways. I mean, no matter if it's a single A, double A guy, they're still going to find a way to produce. I mean,
I was told it was dead last year, and we've turned out 3 of the top 5 Rookie of the Year candidates.
So, I mean, shit, you had 2, and you had Strider was in part of the Cy Young conversation.
Yeah, Michael was 1, Strider was 2nd, and I think Grissom finished 5th. And he got called up today because of Arcia's wrist fracture. Dude, we can't stay healthy.
It's very unfortunate. And again, welcome to the world of baseball. We got freak injuries waiting to happen.
Last year, really the only guy that got injured was Ozzy and Matzik. Those are the only guys that like.
And Ozzy hasn't really been himself since since trying to come back from injuries.
His plate discipline is getting eerily close to Javier Baez.
And I've really noticed.
I'm sure I kind of told you a little bit, and then you probably started like micro-focusing on it, and you're like, yeah, he's not wrong.
I mean,
swinging at everything.
Even last year, I mean, I know his discipline was getting very close.
That's why he hurt his ankle last year. He broke his freaking foot swinging at a ball in the dirt he had no business touching. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. We're going to the top of the 8th. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Brewers, 1 run, 4 hits for the Padres. And really not much to do it.
I mean, if he would just change his stance, that'd be something. Like he either has to change his stance or his discipline. One of those things has to change.
But now we got Tim Hill now on the bump for the Padres. And that's our first pitch for strike one to 89 to Rowdy Tellez, who is 2 for 2 tonight for the Brewers.
The lefty out there.
And 2-run homer, walked, and is also singled his last time up. And the 0-1. That is it. They're at 89, right above under the letters for strike 2.
So is it fair to say that Rowdy Tellez is the reason Milwaukee is up right now?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 0-2 is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tim Hill, the Braves hit him all over in our series.
Yeah, I mean, you lit his ass up.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you're having a fastball sitting at 89, 90, like, that's a recipe for disaster.
I mean, it took a couple lefty base hits for us to tie the game, but we got him.
Yeah.
That was the one game we won, though.
I count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. So other scores around the league, we saw the Yankees, got their ass shellacked. But then again, don't be surprised if them Twins shit the bed in that series.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be Kim to Cronenworth for out number 1.
Watch the Yankees come back and win the next 3 and be like, well, that's what we thought.
Yep. That's yeah.
I'm gonna be watching that series just to see if the Twins can find a way to split. That'd be hilarious. Come on, Willie, let's go, bud.
If they split, trust me, I don't think Yankees fans are not going to hear it for days. If they
Y'all
split this,
with your sons, or
just mention they dropped that series.
Y'all couldn't win a series versus the Twins. Your bread and butter.
And not to mention too, their pitching isn't that great since losing to Rodon with an injury.
Oh my god.
Who else has gotten hurt? Frankie Montas. Oh god, that's looking very ugly.
Severino's never always.
Severino. I mean, Herman here and there.
He's terrible.
I mean,
Him and
outside
Aaron
of,
Hicks need to be set to
or Josh Donaldson too, that they still have.
Yeah, but they kind of knew what they were getting in that trade.
Is yeah, and the fact that
Ramon and Aaron Hicks, those were Yankee guys through and through. So
yeah. But now it's at 2-1. On Contreras, he's 1 for 3, and the pitch. That is center caught fastball and misses it. Even the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. So longest hit streak to start Brewer career. You had Dickie Thon in 1993. William Contreras is second on that list with a 10-game hitting streak.
That's what he does. He freaking hits. He changed his stance last year to be more like Ronald. He had more of like his brother's stance. And
when he first came up.
Yeah, the results just weren't there. So he looked a lot more like Ronald in the batter's box last year. You saw.
Yeah, it looked like he's so over the place.
Like you can't tell me Ronald's hitting.
Yeah, there's a and that's popped out of play. Yeah, there's a little bit of Ronald Acuna, which I can definitely see that.
I think they spent the offseason together after 21 when Ronald was rehabbing and Contreras.
Yeah, it was just very unfortunate though.
I mean, yeah, our 2 like make or break guys last year were Contreras and Kyle Wright. They both
Kyle
broke.
Wright couldn't stay healthy. I mean, you got guys just can't stay healthy for days.
Well, like Kyle Wright had been so bad until last year. And
yeah,
it was his make or break season. He did great, and same with Contreras, and that's why it hurt to trade Contreras. Now it's like, man, he just got his little narco theme. He just became the all-star, the fun prospect he was supposed to be, and now we trade him. Damn.
But then you got a better catcher in return.
True. But yeah, when we traded. Go ahead.
And I also think, too, the Brewers never even had a catcher. I mean.
Yeah, no, since Lucroy, really.
Yeah. God, it's been that fuck. Jesus Christ.
Omar Narvaez with like 2 good years. That's about it.
That's outside 3. And and William Contreras draws out a 1-out walk here at the top of the 8th.
Manny Pena was like the exact opposite of Omar Narvaez. It was like lightning and thunder.
Yeah. That's funny, too, because me and Tyler talked about this, too, last year during the postseason. Like, I had us losing to your Braves in 5 games, but I was like, what the fuck? And Tyler had us losing the fucking wild card, didn't you?
I did. I had us getting swept in the wild card.
Well, we swept the Cardinals in the wild card. We beat you in 5 games. It's like, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Was a
1 game.
Yeah, that's like, damn. I was like, what the fuck? What's that? It's already raining and it's already starting to sprinkle down into San Diego.
It never rains there either, ever.
But yeah, there's been some rain, so there's a little bit of light mist coming in to Petco Park. Now we got Garrett Mitchell. He's already 0 for 3 with struck out in his last 2 at bats, grounded out twice.
You see, he hit the beef he had with his wife last week after he hit the walk-off homer. He's like, I always do better when you're not at games.
Oh, with Haley.
I don't know who she is, but I know.
Oh, trust me, she's a good softball player at Oregon.
I see. Dang, he's married to a college girl. He must be young too. I know he's a rookie. I don't think he was that young.
And that's inside.
I was watching the Rally, which is a Valley sports show. I don't know if you guys get it in Philly because I don't.
No, we have NBC Sports over here in our area.
Yeah, I'll say it after the.
I have the New England Sports Network up here. That's our regional.
Hey, that's shot foul, so it's not a full count.
But down there they get NBC Sports.
Yeah, we used to be Fox Sports and now part of Valley for the Hawks, the Braves, and United. And I'll wait after the pitch.
I mean, Garrett Mitchell's only 24.
I bet Fox.
And his girlfriend's like 21.
I bet Fox feels stupid because they sold it to a company that's bankrupt.
Already, like 2 years.
Already. Within 2 years. Like,
or maybe they don't feel stupid. Maybe they're like, hey, we got our profit.
It's in there, called strike 3. No, she's 24 as well.
Okay. Now I feel a little bit better. I'm like, he's dating a college girl and he's a rookie.
And she pitches for UCCC Pride.
So
actually, she's an outfielder. Actually, my bad. But she did pitch though in college though in her freshman year. Had a 1.41 ERA and 34 and 2/3 innings pitched with 28 punch outs.
See, the reason I knew about the whole thing is I was watching Valley, the Rally show that they always have. It's like the Valley First Take show, but it's actually good.
Okay,
if that makes sense. It's actually like good analysis. It's fun to watch. And they were talking about the whole tweeting, how they went back and forth. And one of the co-hosts is like, okay, so let's say the Brewers make the World Series. Is she not allowed to go to the game? Or is she just not going to – is she just going to sit in a trench coat in the non-family section so Garrett doesn't know she's there? And she goes under alias because she can't miss that opportunity.
Yeah, it's a possibility. But then again, though, I don't know.
And then the other analyst who's married was like, I'll wait for the pitch here, Rob.
And the 1-2. And Brian Anderson lines into the left for a base hit.
Stupid Marlins, let him go. As I was saying, the other analyst who's married was like, as someone who's a married man, as a former athlete myself, in relationships, you have give and you have take. There is superstition. I wore the same T-shirt to game day for 8 straight years because I thought it made me feel and play better. And simultaneously, sometimes you have to do things and sacrifice things you don't want to do in a healthy relationship. So there was the give and take about what is this? And then the married man was like, I completely understand it. So naturally.
And now we get a meeting on the mound with Tim Hill, who struck out Garrett Mitchell. Is not a good day at the office. 0 for 4. And now we get Bill Chrismat now warming up at the pen.
Chrismat's got all the stuff in the world, but can't put it together. Baseball Savant, Baseball Reference, all those sites love Chrismat, but the scorecard will tell you everything you want.
Yeah, scorecard will tell you otherwise.
Yep. That's what I don't understand about the sabermetrics people. I'm like, I believe in them, I understand them, but I also watch games, and I got to go based off what I see.
Yeah, the eye test. Or like, because remember when DeGrom won his first Cy Young, it's like, like wins and losses don't matter. So it's like, I mean, or like what goes into an MVP, like it's also sabermetrics, like just look for yourself. Like, see the eye test says it otherwise. Like,
I'll have people that'll be yelling at me talking about Sierra and XFIP and everything. I'm like, that's great and all. But I watch film too. Exactly.
Like these analytics, these advanced analytics is like fuck your advanced analytics.
I understand them, but they're not everything.
Exactly. Like we don't have to rely on an everyday basis.
Like I do like WAR, I like OPS, I like FIP, I like those things.
Like that's something that's more you can actually implement. Like how good of a player is, like especially for pitchers. So they have because usually I think what's the average FIP like 2 point something.
I'm not sure what the average FIP is.
I know that I've seen some there are 4, like, and guys who have like an expected like ERA like over 5, and some just outshine their sabermetric a little bit.
But like what I do know is like I know it's an era where batting average and
they don't really care about batting average anymore.
Yeah, batting average and ERA are a little bit more dinosaur stats.
Yeah.
As the side is retired via the force out.
Yep.
They're more dinosaur stats, but I still care about them to a degree because that goes back to the eye test. Like you still see batting averages every day. As the long tenured baseball fans we are, we still understand how they work. So there's no point
say if you have a guy that's hitting 300, it's been on a terror. Like you could tell, like that dude could be a potential MVP candidate. Like what can go into that kind of thing.
So like I feel like there's a give and take. Like the sabermetrics are great. But so the older stats and the eye test are also there for a reason. I think there's that fine line.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there's the old heads that just talk about pitcher wins and ERA and
like the old school stats. Like
and
like we're in an age now. Like we have to look further into that.
Yeah, like there's, as I said, the boomers that are just OBP and pitcher wins. But then there's the 15-year-olds that are all baseball, but they're a couple years, they're not as experienced watchers as we are, that are all Sierra, FIP, X-WAR, and all that type of stuff. And it's like, okay, there's that fine line. I'm in the middle. So
yeah, I'm with you on that.
For me, I'm kind of old school in a sense, where I'm for like batting average, ERA type of thing.
Yeah,
like OPS,
purpose for sure.
Like OPS, I can get through. Like, okay, he's got a good OPS, fine. But
I love OPS is one of my favorites for sure.
It's a good stat because
I'm starting to actually love OPS a lot.
because it
more
can tell you
now.
like how good of a a hitter you can see on the field. Because like
Yeah, the elite hitters all have 800 OPSs.
800 above. Like league
Mhm.
average is what 750 from what I
Yes.
remember.
Yeah,
Below
your
average is well.
your platoons, your contact merchants, your guys coming off injury. You want them in the 700s. You want your good hitters, your big boppers in the 800s, and like the Mike Trouts, Mookie Betts of the world. They're like,
But yeah,
they're 900.
so tomorrow's game between the Padres and the Brewers, you have Eric Lauer going for the Brewers, and Michael Wacha going for the Friars.
Man, look at Michael Walker slicing up that lineup.
Oh,
He won
I
6 scoreless against us. I was like, my God.
now we got Matt Bush now on to pitch for the Brewers.
I'll tell you this though, in the series we had against San Diego, all the projecting starting pitching matchups were so even. The first game of the series was Nick Martinez and Jared Schuster, 2 guys that won't be starting in the majors come June 1st that are just there because of depth reasons.
So
Wait, that was the second game. The first game was Snell and Strider, 2 all-stars, right? So you went from all-stars to rush starters, and then you had Michael Walker and Charlie Morton, so the dinosaur game.
or you had Seth Lugo just carve your ass up,
And then you had Seth Lugo versus Dylan Dodd, another rookie to end it. So
and that is 1-1 to Hasa Kim's already 0 for 1, or actually 0 for 2.
So all our starting pitching matchups were like even on paper per se, but you can't win games on paper.
Oh, that was a nasty curve.
And the 1-1. That's
No,
the
no, no,
same
no.
spot.
Zoop!
Come on.
Skit baba.
I think any team would actually would love to have a guy like Matt Bush in their bullpen.
Especially the Brewers, after
Shit.
losing Hader, everybody moved up a slot.
Yeah, pretty much. But Devin Williams it's just goddamn filthy.
They lost Boxberger to the Cubs.
Yeah, Bosberg was actually pretty solid for the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
I think was it just only 1 year though with the Brewers, 1 or 2 years maybe.
Yeah, only a couple. Yeah. Aaron
One
Ashby's
thi-
not bad for them.
Yeah, I mean he's got some sneaky stuff.
He does have sneaky stuff.
Like he's the lefty out of their pen right now. He's the guy.
Yeah, that lefty specialist.
Ours is Dylan Lee because AJ Minter is more of a righty. He can face anybody, but Matzik's out for the year. When Matzik comes back, he'll probably take the Dylan Lee spot.
And it's so funny that the cops had to stop Masick in the pro. It's like that I still find that hilarious.
The what?
During that World Series parade, he stopped Tyler Matzik, and that's a low foul ball, right in the second deck.
I remember that.
I was like, "What are you doing?"
He's like, I'm Tyler Matzik. I'm Tyler Matzik. You watch the games, right? You watch me.
Oh.
If you watch, you know who I am. Look. He was definitely a little tipsy. He was trying to get sober by running around.
Yeah,
A couple guys that almost got decapitated when they went under one of the bridges. Someone was trying to toss them a beer, and there was a twig, and they're like, "Duck!"
oh my god, I remember that.
I was like, "Yo, watch out!" It's like, we're not having any of you MFers die today.
nope. And they got they got Matt Carpenter right now with his helmet. My husband bat in his hand, so we might be a pinch hitter.
Yeah, talk
And that
about
is
a platoon. Carpenter and Nelson Cruz is a DH in 2023 platoon. That's nasty
crazy,
stuff.
and that's out number 1 by Brian. So it looks like Brian Anderson now moved to 3rd.
They might want to review that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to review that one. Good lord, that was close.
Young might have got there based off the naked eye. Here's a better review.
I think he got. I think Kim got it.
It looked like he got it.
Oh, I don't think.
It depends on where the skip and the bounce was. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to overturn that.
Yeah,
Not looking at it, it's
because
too
or the
close.
way they can like consider is if the ball touched the web of the glove, because I think that's what that goes into it as well.
I mean, you get that free challenge after the 7th inning anyway. I'm surprised that maybe San Diego didn't at least want to look at it. But
And Odor fails that one. Even to count 1 ball, 1 strike, already 0 for 2. Jeez, why is he?
he's gonna get DFA when Fernandez comes back up.
I want. Then again, he should be done anyways. I mean, I think he had his opportunities. It just cannot seem to figure it out.
As I said, he's still living off May 2016 clout when he said, "Hey Joey, meet my fist."
Yeah, and he had the Texas and actually had a mural to commemorate that at the same time.
They put that in a mural.
They literally have a mural of that of him punch like
And then those teams met again in the playoffs, and
yeah, let's just be real. That was something.
That's
Texas
hilarious.
lost.
I think they got
lost home field in that one.
I think they lost in 5 games. I think they might have gotten swept.
It was 2015, yeah. Where the only game that the home team won was the game where Joey Batista had that bat flip.
Oh yeah,
the first 4 games.
Toronto fans were ruthless too, and there was I've seen it. It's where I share my displeasure where a baby got hit with a beer can. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I'm not a Blue Jays fan, but calm the fuck down.
Canada, Randy. Good thing Randy's not listening. He'll be like, "Hey, that's my Blue Jays."
Well, I will say this too. The only thing I will nitpick with the Blue Jays is they're back into the bullpen. Oh, and Odor, and that's going to be a long foul ball.
Hey, this is exactly what the Braves did Friday night. We had 2 foul grand slams and lost 5-4.
Damn.
Yep. Olsen and Rosario hit one 3 feet wide of the chop house foul pole. I was sitting right down that line. I was
swinging and miss, strike 3.
Look at Jack in the box in the foul pole. Who's just staring into your soul. Well, look at that. He hit the foul home run and struck out anyway.
A curveball in the dirt.
Do you guys play MLB The Show at all?
I do from time to time. I do. I swept the show 22.
I got 23. I tried playing. I'm more of an offline gamer, right? I just hate the toxicity and the sweating rage that online gaming causes.
It's fun. It's funny. Speaking of that, I actually had somewhat rage quit because I had one of my, I think I had what was it, a 99 Diamond Freddie Freeman that I had in my lineup and hit him off, had a homer off his best pitcher, and this person rage quits. Like, fuck off.
So, like, for me,
I love how Matt Carpenter is just like, screwed. I'm keeping the porn stash.
Yeah, the Yankees let him have it, and he just got a whole new identity with it.
Yeah.
He's like, screw it. I'm keeping it.
I
remember he hit a home run off a Strider in that series opener, and I said, that's stash on stash crime right there.
Yeah.
It is stash on stash crime.
I was hoping because the fact when I heard news that Strider was changing his number, I said, man, he better look the part of Ricky Vaughn for crying out loud.
Yeah, they asked him when he pitched last night, and they asked one of the announcers was like, "Hey, what if he were to ever shave his mustache?" And our analyst bumped him was like, "No way, that's part of him now, especially 99. You gotta look. Gotta tough
keep
out
the set.
there.
Yeah."
It's like when CC Sabathia lost weight. Like, it was just part of him. Like, he couldn't. Every time he lost weight, he got shelled.
I mean, he hasn't touched like 96 to 100 like he used to be.
Like, if Alek Manoah were to lose his weight, I don't know if he'd ever be the same pitcher.
Yeah, it's really something to think about because like whatever you have your identity, and that's where I think he with Alek Manoah clapped back at was it Anthony Recker. God, that dude was just fucking god awful as a player.
Yeah, he's just on MLB TV now, right? Or MLB Network.
And that's going to be a 2-out walk for Matt Carpenter.
I like this. I like this lineup for one reason. You got stash 1 and stash 2 behind each other.
And now we got
another guy. You got Trent Grisham who has a
and we're getting a meeting on the mound.
Yeah, Grisham, I don't know why they hit him lead off. He's not the greatest hitter in the world.
I mean, shit. Yeah. To me, I wouldn't be opposed to if he had Kim leading off.
Yeah, he's probably a better leadoff hitter.
I mean, Kim lead off, Grisham at least at the 2 or the 3 spot.
Yeah.
We got double hour action now in the bullpen. We got Josh Hader and Domingo Tapia.
Get Hader in there. Fantasy points. I have nobody else playing today.
Yeah.
It's a ghost town. I'm facing a Mets fan this week. I know it because half his freaking I'll tell you during the commercial break. Half his freaking team is
it's all Mets. Yeah.
Like I have 3 Braves players. This guy is like 15 Mets. 15.
Like
holy
for me,
crap.
Then we got Hobie Milner warming up in the pen for the Brewers.
I don't know how many Phillies players I got. I gotta check my.
I got
lineup.
at least one or two Phillies in some
I
of my
know-
leagues.
I
I know
always take a
for my-
couple Braves. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I know that because Tara I know regretted not picking up Stott in free agency, so
Bro, I got so pissed. But I know the one player that I know I got is Stott. Or not Stott, Bone.
Yeah,
He's really helpful my fantasy league.
and the first pitch in there for strike one.
I always draft a couple Braves, like a hitter or two, and then I always try to get a closer. I did not get Kenley Jansen. I knew what was going to happen there. But in 21, I drafted Will Smith, and then this year I drafted Iglesias to IL stash him. Just because I know we're going to win a lot of games, like he's going to get in there. He's going to get a lot of outings.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Alright,
why I
so-
have Presley, too. Houston wins a lot.
So here's my lineup. I got Christian Vasquez, Trey Mancini, Jose Altuve, who's hurt, which sucks, Bill.
You're gonna have to put him on the IL.
Yeah.
He's only in there for like 10
Hey,
games.
Grisham to deep right, and that is in the seats.
Uh-oh, we got a
All
tie
right,
game.
so I got two Phillies in this lineup.
There goes.
But after
craziness.
But after Altuve, I got Bone, Bogarts, Nemo, Castellanos, Profar and Turner, Matt Chapman, and Tim Anderson.
Rob Grisham
But,
heard you talking.
but Matt Chapman and Tim Anderson are on my bench. And my pitchers, Shohei, ha ha ha.
He's a freaking cheat code,
Zach Wheeler, who's doing nothing for me.
and that's no fault after
Christian Javier, Charlie Morton, Edwin Diaz, which fucked me over when I got hurt. Matt Freed and Seawald.
So here's the guy I'm facing this week. Everybody on his roster is a Yankee or Met other than Cal Quantrill. I'll tell you what after the pitch.
1-2.
I'll start with the Mets. At catcher, he's got Omar Narvaez, who's on the IL, and he's clearly inactive because he's starting for him. He's got Omar Narvaez, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil,
Oh my
Francisco
God.
Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, Starling Marte. Off the bench, he's got Escobar Guillorme and Mark Hanna. Like, what is this? And then he also has Kodai Senga, David Peterson, and off the IL, he has Justin Verlander. I guarantee you, if he had a chance to draft Edwin Diaz and replace Cal Quantrill with him, he probably would.
I know that sounds like a
Bro,
that's
the one time I chose Edwin Diaz because he had a monster season last year, he gets hurt in the WBC. Are you freaking kidding me?
that'd be more. That's a lot of fantasy points right off the bat.
That's why I drafted at the very end. And then also
Bro,
his
I
Yankee
should
players.
have drafted Varian too. I should have done that.
His Yankee players, he has Josh Donaldson at third, who, of course, is also on the IL and still starting for him every day. He's got Judge. He's got Stanton. So, okay, good players. And then for the pitching side of things, he's got Clay Holmes as his closer. Nestor Cortez. All right, I can handle that. Domingo Germán, who we talked about, is disgustingly bad.
Yeah,
And everybody else is a Met or Cal Quantrill.
that's
He should name his team Cal Quantrill and Friends.
yeah. No, ain't wrong.
I'm dropping him. Screw it.
I can quickly tell that that's one of your favorite sayings. It ain't wrong. I'll tell you my team real quick if you want to know.
Hey, shit, we're in a commercial break, so go for
All
it.
right, I'll start with catcher and I'll go all the way to the IL. I got catcher Will Smith and it goes, first all the way down to utility. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
Will Smith, Matt Olson, Ketel Marte at second. The most meh pick so far. Austin Riley, Wander Franco, Ronald Acuna Jr., Ian Happ, I'm a big fan of. James Outman I got because I had Michael Harris get hurt, so then I picked up Duvall, and then Duvall
And he got hurt.
So I dropped him, and I'm picking up James Out. Yeah, so that's why I got James Outman in there now. And then Adames is at my utility spot. Off the bench, I got Jonathan India and CJ Cron. Got to have your Rockies hitter. Again, off the IL, I have Michael Harris II, Raisel Iglesias, and Jeffrey Springs, the newest addition today, so that sucks. The other two closers I have are, of course, Josh Hader and Ryan Presley, as I discussed. And then my pitchers, starting-wise, I got Alek Manoah, Hunter Green, Jeffrey Springs, as I mentioned, Dustin May, Freddie Peralta, Dylan Cease, and Shane McClanahan. I wish I still had Wilson. I wish I was still able to hold on to Wilson Contreras, too, but they decided to make my roster smaller this year, and that's fun.
Yeah.
I wish I had my backup catcher to also,
I mean,
utility.
in one league, I have fucking Dalton Varsho, Jose Abreu, Whit Merrifield, Austin Rice, my third baseman, Bo Bichette, Hernandez, Canna, McCutcheon, Jonah Heim. But in terms of my pitchers, man, Bassett, not too shabby. But
I had him last year. He was the one that I drafted last year, I think.
But now I've got Josh Hader now in the pitch for the Padres.
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Oh,
two of my pitchers are on the IL already. Are you freaking kidding
Damn.
Two of mine.
Edwin got hurt. WBC, and now Matt Fried's out. Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, Fried's gonna come back in a couple days.
So you're not gonna really missing much with him.
If you're just realizing Max Fried's hurt, you've pretty much already missed the whole entire injury list. He'll be back like this month.
All right, that's good.
He got hurt opening day.
Now. Luckily, I'm whooping Rob's ass right now, 145-48.
Yeah, I need a better catcher because JT fucking blows.
No, he doesn't, bro.
Yeah, he doesn't.
No, in fantasy.
Oh,
who would you guys pick to win? All right, Santino Lucas says, I don't watch baseball. Who would you guys pick to win? It's my first game. Let's tell you. Oh, I guess we're fighting the show. I'll tell you this. You don't see repeat champions a lot, so Houston is definitely the best team, and Atlanta is probably the second best behind them, but the best team doesn't always win. It's a long season, so really it's whoever is the hottest going into the playoffs. So that's really just follow along.
Repeated champions.
Yeah, the last time there was a repeat champion, Santino, was 1999 and 2000. And
that had been what, the Yankees? No.
Yeah, it was the Yankees.
It was the Yankees. That's right. I'm thinking different years. I remember they shit the bed badly against the for whatever reason they shit the bed badly against the Marlins in 2003.
And the D-backs. They made the World Series like 6 years in a row.
I forgot about the D-backs in 2001 on the broken bat by Luis Gonzalez.
The Yankees really made the World Series like 6 or 7 years in a row.
And just
now they never do anymore.
So that should tell you.
So long story short, who would you guys pick to win? Well, I guess we'll tell you the best two teams. I think we could probably agree are Houston and Atlanta in each league. But over 162 games, which is the length of the season, a lot can happen. So,
absolutely.
He said, "Damn, that's crazy. What about this game? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it looks like Milwaukee was going to win until Grisham just hit a tying home run down to their last 4 outs. So I'll tell you this: whoever scores next will win. Wink."
Absolutely, and that is a nice strikeout by Hader.
He's disgusting, man. You think Devin Williams is in the bullpen right now watching? Like, I know I'm about to come out and face you, but man,
he might have to. That's what I would think.
He's like, man, I miss you being my teammate. Real talk.
But thank God I did pick up Isaac Paredes because
Daniel Barry says the Brewers suck and the Padres will win. All right. It's probably their game to lose now.
I mean, in terms of the league that I'm in with Tyler, I have JT's my catcher, Christian Walker's my first baseman. Right now, most likely it's going to be Isaac Paredes as my
yeah.
Well, I might switch out with JT for Sean Murphy. I did pick him up.
Yeah, I didn't draft him because I knew he's going to be like Matt Olson where he has a slow first year. That's all right.
And he's going to have one of those spots where you need like a walk-off homer out of off his bat or something like that.
You got one the other night if you had him.
Shit, yeah, I know. I'm kind of kicking myself not picking him up a lot sooner.
See, I drafted Isaac Paredes too because I thought the rosters were the same and he was going to be my utility guy. But stupid me, I realized the rosters were shortened. But another stupid person decided to put Wander Franco in waivers. So I said, let me just exchange the teammates real quick. So I turned Isaac Paredes into Wander Franco, and the rest is history.
Terms my bench right now. Because my shortstop right now is Bryson Stott, but right now I'm going to put Correa back in the starting lineup.
Yelich's booty cheeks, dude.
Oh, man. Well, bottom 9, guys.
All right, so you got Soto, Bogarts, Cruz. Yeah, I think the Padres walk it off.
Yeah,
here.
3-4. There was
Soto's
some.
going to have a leadoff walk, and that's going to be the difference. He's going to come.
Then
out
again,
and
it'd probably be embarrassing if somehow all three guys just shit the bed badly.
that's the Devin Williams effect. We're about to find out. Centino, if you're still watching, you're seeing two of the best closers in baseball at work.
I mean, I did pick up Brandon Marsh, so he's one of my extra outfielders along with, because I still have Jordan, Corbin Carroll, and J Rod are my starting three outfielders, along with Teoscar Hernandez, who's my utility guy. But I don't know. Might start looking at.
Go ahead.
Might look at some others.
As Phillies fans, what are your guys' expectations for Brandon Marsh? Like, you guys want him just to be like the 7 or 8 hitter, give the righties some trouble, good defense and center
I would
field?
say, kind of be in that way, yes, and a way try to be, have a breakout season, because after spending, let's be real, early part of his career with the Angels, had not really done nothing to really help coach him the way that we have.
See, what I think is funny is, remember, we traded for Iglesias, y'all traded for Brandon Marsh, and they were teammates literally a month before, and we faced each other like 13 times in the last 2 months, so they went from being teammates to enemies like,
really quick.
Blink of an eye.
And both worked out pretty well for both of us. So, I mean.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you guys maybe made the Sosa move a little too quickly, because now you have all that middle infield depth.
Yeah.
I don't know where he plays.
Showing the replay of Grisham. And that wasn't close to getting robbed, too. Was no cheapie.
See, it's funny. Hasi Man says Trent Grisham F-U-C-K.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes before, he said the Padres offense is sleepy. So, the life of a fan.
I might have to, because right now the best second. Well, because I had to drop McNeil because when he wasn't doing much for me. But now we got Devin Williams for the Brewers.
Take 2 action. You would love to see the Padres walk this off, and Brewers Twitter just go into a frenzy, being like, "Why did we trade Hader and this guy be the closer?"
After, I couldn't imagine.
That was the difference. I'm sure the Brewers fans aren't that worried right now, though, because the Padres are down that. I don't think they're really worried about the Pirates or the Reds over 162. The Cubs maybe will improve, but I still think.
I think it's still the Cardinals division to lose.
Yeah, but as of right now,
there's really nothing really to worry about.
Because St. Louis already lost tonight. We talked about that earlier. So even if Milwaukee does find
give
a
it
way to lose this game,
until after July. Give it after the All-Star break, and then we'll talk.
Yeah, then it's the Devil Magic season. But even if Milwaukee loses this game,
says the guy who up during games.
Now the first pitch to Soto. He takes it the first pitch for a strike 1.
Who's muted? Yo,
I did.
Rob, did you mute me?
Yeah, just to play around.
I didn't even realize I was muted. I wasn't even talking.
And
sneaky.
So I'm trying to. Oh, geez, I might pick up Jonathan India.
I did, because Ketel Marte's been mid, so I got a little.
Yeah,
I literally had to put Diaz on my bench.
And the one that's on the outside corner, strike 2.
Wow, you don't usually see Soto take pitches like this.
And that was a good pitch too on the outside corner.
Especially by the end of the game, he memorizes the umpire strike zone better than most.
Most strikeouts by reliever. Obviously, Edwin Diaz leaves that by with 142 on a slider. And change up down on the way, 2-2. And Devin Williams is second with that his butterfly changeup.
Yeah.
So it counts 2-2.
What do you think Devin goes to here? You think he goes back to the slider?
And that's a change. Looks like change up again. 3-2.
Well, you got a fastball here. Anything with
I'll say he's going to go back to a fastball here.
He's got to speed it up.
See, now I hate that you're ahead of me by a couple seconds, because now you're like, oh, that's outside. And I'm like, oh, here's the windup. So you're going to be like, Soto's gone.
And called strike 3 at the knees.
And here's the 3-2. Called strike 3 at the knees.
And Soto.
And I'm getting to the pitch now. Strike 3 to the knee.
I was about to say, you call it now, Tyler. A little assembly line.
Look, we're all taking turns because of how it went.
If they hit a walk-off homer, we're all going to do it. Rob, you're going to have your call, and then Tyler's going to mimic me, and then we're going to go viral on TikTok.
First pitch changeup.
Yeah,
Low,
the way this works, we all get to call the game at
First pitch changeup was low.
But Bogarts right now, career-wise against Devin Williams, he's 0 for 1 with the strikeout.
They probably haven't really had many chances to see each other.
And that's a strike. Okay.
Ooh, good frame job by
Man, William
Contreras.
Contreras, man, that kid can still strikes. Like
he's not normally that good of a catcher, so that's interesting. He was a DH for a reason.
And that's strike 2. Swing and miss on the changeup.
That illusion gets to the umpires, and they call.
Yeah,
that's just a filthy changeup.
Contreras was a terrible framer and defensive.
And I guess the Brewers had a really good catching coach to work with that.
Yeah, I mean they turned a lot. The Brewers have been known to turn offensive catchers into good defensive catchers too. But sometimes it sacrifices too much of their offense.
And the 1-2, and just a bit low, 2-2.
Hence Omar Narvaez, just a bit low, 2-2. Tyler, what's going on in your game?
Here's the pitch. Just a bit low, 2-2.
This keeps getting more fun.
And the 2 is swing and a miss, strike 3.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 away for Williams.
Back-to-back strikeouts.
2-2. He gets him on a strike 3 call.
Got a free heated right up in the zone and missed it.
Tyler must be watching a different game than us. I don't remember strike 3 being called.
And I got Machado. First pitch is low.
I just said strike 3 call, just to say it.
And that is that's Nelson Cruz. Man, 0 for 2 career-wise against Devin Williams.
Love to see him hit a home run right here and break out.
And the 1-0, that is in the dirt, 2-0.
1-0 pitch on the way from Williams. That's spiked. 2-0 the count now.
1-0 pitch. You're throwing at the ground now. What the hell?
Spike the curve on.
2-0.
And the 2-0. That is swung on it. Talk about taking a huge hack at that by Nelson Cruz. That falls into the seats. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You overlapped my call there.
Oh, and honestly, Devus, you got lucky because that had Homer written all over it on that change.
That was in on the
swings and misses, strike 2 on a changeup again.
2-1 from Williams, goes back to the change, and way ahead of it is Cruz. Evens the count at 2 apiece.
Way ahead on that pitch, 2-2.
And the 2-2 pitch, swings and misses, strike 3. We're going into the extras.
2-2 from Williams. He got the Master Man. And we're going to extras from San Diego.
2-2. He gets them, and we're going to extras from San Diego.
This doesn't get old.
This is great. You don't get to call
line of play-by-play. Oops.
Hey, Rob, I feel like our viewers are going to get a kick out of this.
So you ain't wrong.
For only so long, but if this goes to the 13th and we're still doing it, they'll be like, shut up. One of you at a time, please.
Damn.
Sorry, we're cooking on midnight oil out here, folks.
Pretty much.
For the Padres fans watching, they're like, what do you mean? It's dessert time. Nope, not for us.
So, nope.
For us, it's I mean, what is associated with 9 p.m.? Not quite bedtime, but it's not quite dinner time. What's 9 p.m.?
I say for me, it's always snack time.
Snack time, bitches.
Or Mitch would be it's brownie time.
Yeah. Still snack time. It's still in that realm.
Yeah, true.
Hell, then again, all night snack time. I can have snack time at 3 in the morning.
Maybe smoke time.
Yeah.
Whoops. I just pulled a card from Talking Jake from John Boy there. I just went, whoops. I love when he just randomly breaks that out. They'll be mid-conversation and he just goes, whoops. And Trevor looks in the camera like, what? Rob, do you listen to Talking Baseball as well?
Yeah, here and there.
See, the one thing I don't like about it this year is that John Boy, the Jimmy, the guy who runs the company, You know, that's like his most successful show behind the breakdowns and talking Yanks. Dude is only on the show on Wednesdays now, so all the recap episodes.
I've got Luis Garcia coming in to pitch for the. God, I ever heard that. Oh God, I remember that dude very well in Phillies pinstripes.
All the recaps are gonna just be Trevor and Jake now, like the main guy.
Oh God! Oh PTSD.
Is he bad for the Phillies? I don't really remember.
He was terrible. He was all crap. He was
terrible for us.
Did the Braves kill him? I guess a couple times then. I remember
he got murdered by every team.
I just remember murdering Hector Neris every now and again. That was about it.
Dude, what pains me is we had Neris and he sucked. He goes to Houston and he wins a World Goddamn Championship against us.
I gotta ask you a question after this.
It counts 1-1.
Oh, little excuse me, foul ball. Yeah, little excuse me, doink off the bat. So, question for you guys, because I remember it was Game 5 vividly when Hector Neris came into a jam and you guys were like a base hit away from taking the lead. I know it hurts to talk about, but like when he was coming in, what was your guys' like original thought? Like, F this man, we're about to take the lead and win the series.
Yeah, that was kind of the mindset.
Honestly, I thought that.
But then again, because Coach Dante trolls us all the time with Hector Neris. That's what he does.
The thing is, after
hey, Thomas, that's gonna be a long foul ball into the seats.
I'm sure glad this isn't the home run derby because they'd be getting outs.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Dante though. It's like after they won the series, he wouldn't shut up about it to us.
And the 1-2. Oh, excuse me.
Even when this season starts, he goes, my defending rating. Oh my God, dude.
I said that all the time last year. Every time I mean,
we love Dante though, man. The dude does it for the fun of it, and just like he likes to roll something. We'll say, "Oh, look, he had a scoreless innings night," and Keith pretty much says, "Shush."
Every time I talk about the Braves last year, I literally said, "Hey, don't talk about the world champs like that." So I feel that.
I mean, true. The count's out 3-2.
When your city doesn't win a lot and you're used to choking, you kind of have to rub it in for the year. You get it.
That's a fact. And you got Yelich right now, pretty much the ghost runner.
So are you guys like?
That's ball four.
What is your tier list of teams in Philly? Are y'all Phillies, then Eagles and Sixers? Like, what's your tier list?
For me, it's Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Union. Okay.
And then what about you, Tyler?
Actually, I will put it's going to be 1A, 1B with the Philadelphia Stars in terms of the USFL.
Okay. You like the Stars almost as much as the Phillies?
If the Phillies are not on, I'll definitely watch the Stars for sure because they're up there as one of the in my top 3.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 1A, 1B, 1C kind of thing.
Okay. What about you, Tyler?
I'm Philly. I'm Eagles, then Phillies, then Sixers, then Flyers. I really don't watch hockey that much, so I can just eliminate the Flyers altogether. But I'm more so Eagles, Phillies, and Sixers. But I'm a big Eagles fan.
So, is it fair to say that for halftime and for Mitch that they are Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies 1 through 4? Seems about what they are.
I don't know. I know Mitch is mostly Sixers to start off.
Yeah, I feel like Mitch's Sixers, Eagles, Phillies, and then Flyers.
And Yelich still takes third base.
Look at him run. That's
fantastic.
the props of being a lefty. He had a couple less steps to get there.
We're good, Troy. They got a double steal with nobody out.
Oh no!
Yeah, might as well. If you're going to steal third, you might as well steal second too.
Yeah.
That's why Xander didn't have to rush to get that ball. He knew that they were staying put. Well, a base hit, in extra innings, you usually need 2 because that second inning, that single is a run. So
That's in there for strike 1, so 2 balls and a strike to Rowdy Tellez.
Still a hitter's count here, righty-lefty to Tellez. He already has 2 hits on the night.
What up, Detroit Fan TV?
What's up? How you doing?
If I'm Rowdy, I'm just trying to bloop a lawn dart in there, and you're up 5-3.
Or they get hanging breaking ball taken in the seats. Yeah, hey, speaking of that,
he does it.
Fucking sack fly, you son of a bitch. And sack fly, and that drives home a run. So 4-3 Brewers lead.
And now you kind of need to have another sack fly, and you're chilling.
And that's
Bro, we hit a warning tracker. Are you kidding me?
Trust me.
That ball, well, that's the marine layer that knocked that ball down.
Mm-hmm. Because if it weren't missing over there in San Diego, that had right in the seats.
It's easier to hit the ball out to left field than right field there.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
Because of that. That's why they have that Ironworks building right there. It blocks some of the wind.
And again, and me and Trevor talked about this too. Like, was one of the Chico, CM that's in Chico. We said it was Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, this is Padres right there. It was like anti-Yankee Stadium. It's impossible to hit the ball out to right field there.
Or same with Globe Life Field in Texas.
Unless you're Schwarber, where you just hit it 480.
Yeah.
He just said, "Fuck that marine layer. I'm hitting it 480 way down the line. I can't push that ball."
I was telling Rob earlier though in the broadcast that Yankee Stadium's borderline cheating.
Yeah, especially that short porch and right.
Well, both teams play there. That's the whole thing of baseball dimensions.
Yeah, it's been very good so far. And that's swinging to miss strike 3. Down goes Carpenter.
Oh wow, Contreras, no.
Contreras strikes out swinging.
See, the thing about football, of course, is they all have to have the same dimensions, and in basketball they do too. But like the one thing that differs is the type of court, and the closest thing you see to court changes is the Celtics with how they have their like darker colored court than most arenas. That's about it.
And the TD Garden's been around for a while, a good portion of over time as well. They've been in the Garden since the 2000s. I don't know how long the Garden's been there.
TD Garden's been there a long time.
But Garrett Mitchell, he struck out twice and grounded out twice in his first 4 at bats.
Like, if let's say the Utah Jazz or the Denver Nuggets were to have a court like that, it would be looked
and Mitchell
less flashy.
And that's going to be Kim with the easy play going. So bottom center we go. So Brewers
need a clean inning here, and then you get a win. Cronenworth, Kim, Azokar. Well, at least it's not the big boppers. They're avoiding Bogarts and Machado this inning.
Yeah.
Soto and Cruz. And San Diego might have the best lineup in the National League, honestly. Especially when Fernando comes back, man.
Yeah, when Tatis comes back, oh boy, watch out.
And hopefully doesn't make that same dumb mistake.
Yeah, don't juice, man. Don't juice.
I logistically think that he didn't take it for the PEDs. I think what his dad said was true. He took it for the ringworm, and he was just young and immature and didn't check.
So it was kind of like a Carlos Ruiz situation where he took medicine for an underlying issue, and they called him for it.
Yeah,
he just wasn't. He wasn't. He
didn't know like what the banned substances were.
He was literally like 2 weeks from coming back too. He was in AAA in his rehab. He was almost there from his injury. And so that's the props to the Padres on going deep in the playoffs because it knocked off some of the suspension. If they would have pushed that series with you guys to 7, let's say, or even made the World Series, they would have had even lesser length on his suspension.
Yeah, good point.
But we took care of business. We took care of business in 5.
Y'all took care of business, won the pennant. Surely won the whole thing, right? Yeah, I was fine.
We just ran out of gas. I mean, there's still excuses for it. We just ran out of gas. We got outpitched. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that no hitter really took everything out of it. If we didn't get no hit,
Houston wasn't going to lose 3 World Series in a row.
Nah.
They let that Washington one get away. They think they should have beat us, and I think after we beat the Dodgers, I don't think anybody was going to stop us. But of course, they probably still were the better team in that World Series. But
so now we got Joel Payamps.
He came over in the Contreras Murphy 3-team deal. He was the one guy that Oakland sent over.
And right now Dixon will be the runner on second for the Padres.
This is the first time I've ever heard Rob butcher a baseball player's name.
Well, that's what happens when you have. Then again, it can't be worse than butchering Japanese names. I can tell you that much.
I would have called him
Bro,
Pimp.
you
I would have
actually-
called him Pimps
Bro.
too, if I didn't know it from the trade.
Yeah.
Bro, you actually did very, very well in that Japan USA game.
Yeah.
Called out.
Japan, I know was going to. That is chopped foul by Cronenworth. No balls on the strike.
Do y'all remember the days when Sutsugo and Choi were teammates in Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
So my mom loved it. They were together. She's a big baseball fan like I am. And she would call Choi Chubs, and she would call Sutsugo Tubs. So they were her little Chubs and Tubs.
Oh my God.
Little racist, maybe, but it was a little fun joke.
Oh wow, what a filthy slider by pie amps.
I bet you he wasn't throwing that for the Athletics last year. The Brewers.
Dude, that was a frisbee of a slider, and that was you consider a back
no
foot
way.
slider.
Yeah, there's no way that he was throwing that in Oakland last year. The Brewers definitely unlocked
And
that.
the 0-2. That is chopped on the ground up the middle.
That's
Going to third, and that's going to be out at third base.
Stupid base running. That's probably the game right there. Heads up play by Adames. Good squeeze by Brian Anderson. The ball kind of chopped the right way to get him, and now the Brewers are a double play away from getting out of it. Guys out of scoring position. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try to test Contreras' arm and try to get back into second base here, though, early in the count. So be on the lookout for a steal to get back where they were.
Yeah, I would be cautious of that for sure.
Because it's very unlikely that they get him out in the base pass twice in 2 at bats. So
Yeah.
and they're not really holding him on very normally either.
And
Rowdy's kind of up the first.
Payamps just spiked that fastball in the dirt.
Good pick by Contreras there.
Sad. I mean, I know last year in Atlanta he would never have picked that.
Hell no. That's getting by for 2 bases.
Well, 1 ball, no strikes on the Ha-Seok Kim's already 0 for 3. And 93 mile an hour heater right down the chute for strike 2 for to even account 1 ball, 1 strike.
It just helps that Azuna's as bad as he is because we would just platoon him and Rosario at DH last year.
And Rosario has not been the same in.
He's looked a lot better this year.
Oh.
I'm higher on him bouncing back than I am on Azuna.
Yeah, well, after all the shit that Azuna's gone through.
Yeah. Azuna has 3 hits this year, dude. 2 of them are homers.
Oh, my God.
3 hits, 2 of them are homers. They're booing him. And, we're not
Yeah, you're not typical to boo your own players, but
we don't
in this
boo
case.
them like y'all do.
And Kim, oh, God. I think Kim might have hurt himself. Oh, right off the foot.
Ozzy PTSD.
Oh, man. Even with a leg guard on, that's not. Oh, right off the toe, too.
Does Bro have baseball?
Yeah, I saw that bounce off the toe. Are you kidding?
What does Bro have in his pockets?
Probably. I don't know. Look at because I know some of the players actually carry that sliding mitten in their back pocket most of the time.
Yeah, it must be a sliding mitt in his batting gloves because I hate to say he has cake, but there's something bulging out of his back pants when he leans down. That's just simply what it is.
But then again, that's all like Korean.
Nah, he been squatting, Tyler. He been squatting. You're right.
He's been doing them squats. He's got cake.
And again, not like Gene Segura, who does like to look at.
Bro,
I remember you were so mad at Gene during the World Series job. You're like, I'm so done with Segura. I was like,
Bro.
When he went to Miami, were you like, oh, I can't wait for the revenge tour?
In a way.
Honestly, it stung a bit, but honestly, I liked how Philly fans, embraced him instead of booing him.
I mean, because look, he was getting up there in age. I mean, we were playing and the plan was we were gonna go after Turner anyways, and that's why we declined his option and moved to Turner or Stott to second.
Who probably is a better second baseman than shortstop anyway.
Because that's what he was projected to be, was a second baseman. And Kim to center, and that's gonna be a fly out to Mitchell for out number 2.
I wish they showed him running down the baseline so we could have seen how gingerly he was running. See, how come whenever our player gets a pitch fouled off their body part, they're not
you get almost automatically put on the IL.
Like Arcia took a 98 mile an hour Hunter Green fastball off the wrist. The X-ray came back negative, and then today we learned that it's fractured. I'm like, God damn.
I guess some guys are built differently.
It's Grissom season, unfortunately. We didn't think he'd be up here till June for service time manipulation, and Arcia was playing well. That's what hurts.
It's all about conditioning. A lot of these teams have proper conditioning with these players.
And I got Azekar. Oof, his average ain't that great either. 211 takes a pitch number 2 for a ball on that slider.
I mean, I really think it is damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because 2021 we had everybody get hurt. So last year we added so much depth, and only people that got hurt were like Ozzy and Matzik. And then this year we have just as much depth as last year, but everybody's getting hurt. But thank God we have the depth we didn't in 2021 because we were in.
Because I know that a lot of times if you don't have depth, it's going to come back to bite you.
I mean, that's why we were so bad for 5 months during 2021. We had to make so many trades and let everybody get healthy.
Yeah.
And we kind of got the best of both worlds. We kept some of that depth.
And the 2-1. That is. Oh, what a pick by Anderson on a one hop, but that's not going to be because Azekar can run, but have to pull the first baseman off the bag. You got running first on first and second with 2 outs, and here.
I wonder if he could have gone the short way to second.
No, we're still going.
I think he should have taken the short out at second.
This is a good replay to see if he maybe would have had it. No, they're zooming too far.
Yeah, I mean, he had to reach.
He had him at second. Yeah, look. He didn't have to do all the spin crap. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, he would have had him by a couple seconds.
Exactly, and Cronenworth doesn't run that well.
Game would have been over. Oh, well.
And now.
Good little mound visit here.
Oh, yeah, he would have been out all day.
So now I got the backup catcher for
Make
Nola.
Noise. Yeah, Austin Nola is nowhere near the player he was a couple years ago. I love the emojis they have on the Jumbotron. Look at those kids mimicking it.
Yeah. Luis Campusano.
That's Don Orsio's favorite line there, Rob. He said, Friar Faithful is ready to go into a frenzy.
Never knew that.
He says that all the time. Sends the Friar Faithful into a frenzy.
And the 0-1 to Campusano. Oh, takes a good cut at it, but that's fouled back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes.
You know, if you're a Milwaukee Brewer fan, you're taking a foul ball strike right there because for what it's worth, it counts just the same as a swing and a miss, and you're 1 strike away from victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the 0-2 swings and misses, strike 3, and the game is over.
Gang, gang, gang.
So Padres.
Swing and a miss, and the game is over. What's going on, Tyler?
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The game is over.
My boy Steve. But yes, so the Padres fall in extras 4-3 to the Milwaukee Brewers, who are now still keeping a bit of a distance in that NL Central.
Yeah, St. Louis lost again tonight, as we said.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Cubs play today?
I think the Cubs. Actually, let me check.
I
think they had an off day today.
Yeah.
Let me check.
You gained a half game on Chicago as well, if that's the case. Pittsburgh, I don't think you're worried about full season. They're going to come back.
So they're going to find a way to crash and burn.
Yeah. This is probably their last rebuild year, though. But either way, I don't think
because the only one prospect I'm looking forward to in terms of the Pirates is Anthony Solometo, the local Jersey kid. But I'm more.
Oh yeah, Rob. They did have an off day today.
So they gained a half game on the Cubs. They gained a full game on the Cardinals. And I'm sure we can say as Braves and Phillies fans, the Marlins are over 500 right now, but we're not worried about them over.
Yeah, because
we're not worried about them.
We know where the Marlins are at, and the Nationals, we actually know where they stand as a franchise.
Yeah. I think the Marlins are definitely better than they were, and I think they're definitely better.
You got to give them where credit is due, though, in terms of what they have in talent wise.
They're definitely a better team now than they were 2 years ago.
Oh.
And I do think that they do benefit from the balanced schedule, not having to face the Braves, Phillies, and Mets 60 times a year. Same goes for
I think most everybody can actually benefits from that because let's be real. I don't mind the division games, but good Lord, it's time to change up a little bit for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, we saw Matt Olson versus Jose Alvarado 80 times last year.
Yeah. And it's and even with Alvarado, I mean, I've been critical of his ass.
Bro.
Ever since him, but yeah.
Bro, you haven't just been critical of him. You've been critical of every goddamn body.
Oh, trust me.
You're over here. You're over here at every game panicking like it's September.
I feel that because he knows how good the division is. He knows how good we are. He knows how good the Mets are. He wants to win every game. That's part of baseball.
Yeah,
I also enjoy fans who love the regular season. I hate the fans that are like, "I'll follow in the playoffs." I'm like, well, that's not
like that doesn't make any sense. Like
dude, I hate the ones that like they see the championship and then they go to the team that won the champ. Like, dude.
And it's funny enough, Phillies Twitter like I had to keep clapping back at old Phillies fans, like, give me 81 games for Rob Thompson, and then we'll talk. The fact that you were calling for his head already.
Oh God, I'm not surprised.
These fans are like.
And I told Keith, Tyler, and Dante exactly what was going on. It's like, it's like, oh God. Sometimes I feel like some people just don't get it. If you have not played the sport,
dude, here's the thing. Dude, you were like that a few days ago. Oh, he's on the hot seat now.
I love calling Snitker Shitker when we lose a couple games because of bullpen management. I do. Yeah, we have called him. I have called him Shitker a couple times, but he's on pace to be right there with Bobby Cox in a decade.
Oh yeah, I forgot how bad. Bobby Cox in his later years has.
Ooh. Bobby Cox was really good in his later years. He was really bad at the beginning. He had a second.
Yeah, I forgot how bad his decision making really was.
And I've heard that
he's over platooning. That's for sure.
Then again, it can't be worse than having a guy like Freddie Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, well, like the last couple of years, Snip finally learned how to platoon and finally learned how to shift and everything. So he's just Anthopoulos has made sure to give him as many weapons out of the bullpen as possible, so he doesn't say, "Hey, let me just go choose this guy and see how he does." Like,
yeah, just throw him out on the fire and just let him see what he can do.
Now we got 8 dogs back there, so there's no mistakes. Go ahead, Tyler.
But yeah, I've definitely heard that Shitker line from every Braves fan that I've come across on social media.
But I think the most comedical fan base that it does overreact more than we do is the Mets fan base.
Yes.
I just find this so much entertainment.
Every year, dude. Every fucking year. They're like, we're the best team in the East. I'm like, where do you have, like, sure, you spend money. Money doesn't buy you anything.
Like, look at the pitching you have. You have a bunch of fucking dinosaurs as your starting 5.
Bro, one of those
healthy, they're the best. I'm like, but they're not going to be healthy. Let's be real here. Let's come back to reality, folks.
And I had to clap back at Mets fans and said, look, y'all championship window closed after 2015. You have not been back ever since. I mean, you've been since 1986. You ever won a fucking goddamn thing?
Mm-hmm. They haven't
think about it. You had potential
even since like the 1980s as well.
And think about it. And they have not. And you had potential guys for biggest what if. Like, what if the link injuries that Dave Wright didn't, cost his career? Or
I would say this though. They were a lot more quiet for a couple of years until Cohen bought the team. Then they got really loud again.
Oh yeah, that is true.
As soon as Cohen bought the team, they just thought they automatically
were World Series contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, look at last year. They plummeted out of the division.
You're welcome for that.
And they went.
And that's what I found funny, because for me, I don't count out the Braves, because that's something one thing you never want to do is count out your division rival. I think, and like Blake said, I think the Mets learned that the hard way. And you had their 3 best pitchers in that series, and they still find a way to fuck it up.
Memorial Day has come and gone, and the Mets, the NL East is over. Oops. What I find was hilarious is that after we won the division, literally 10 minutes after, Tyler Matzek's ass got on Twitter, tweeted at Frank the Tank, and he tweeted at Sal Lydica. He literally tweeted at him. Like 10 minutes later, he tweeted at Frank the Tank and Sal Lydica and said, "Hey, now the NL East is over." I was like, "You fucking legend."
You know what? I gotta give Matzek his props on that. That was just too fucking funny when I saw that on my Twitter timeline. It's like, no way he just did that. And Frank the Tank is just in his own right. He's fucking hilarious on TikTok anyways.
Yes.
Bro, I love the interview Frank the Tank, I thrive to see his pain every single day.
Yeah.
I think he's also a Dolphins fan too, if I'm not mistaken, too.
And they're another team that crashes at the end of the season.
Well, the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, they're a team that always has the worst December. So, see, a lot of Mets fans are also Jets fans and Nets fans. And sure, my teams choke games. Atlanta teams choke games. Those 3 teams I just mentioned choke entire seasons. The Jets will be 6-2 and miss the playoffs. The Nets will be the 1 seed to have a super team and blow it up. And the Mets will be up 10.5 games and not win the division. That's them in a nutshell.
They're pretty much like the new New York's version of Atlanta, basically.
Yeah, like Atlanta teams blow games.
And it's funny enough, I know a good guy that's another good buddy of mine that's a Jets fan. The only good quarterback they ever had that's their biggest stat leader was Joe Namath. That's how bad.
And that was in
There
1962.
was still racial injustice going on at that time.
There was still racial injustice going on.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, and I think, oh God, you're going to ask me who's the worst fan base in New York? I'm going to say,
I mean,
I'm
the Mets
going to say more
Yankees
Yankee.
are
I'm going to lean
pretty
more
bad.
towards Yankees fans. I know I'm good friends with good ones. They know where their flaws at, but
Rangers are. I mean, a lot of just New York fans don't know how to not talk. That's the thing.
like they just won't shut up. I mean, look what happened when y'all beat the Knicks.
fuck
you-
Trae Young. Fuck Trae Young. He's
And that's
balling,
and that
he's
field
balling.
him, and I think what he had like 30 something that game.
Yep, and he hit the game winner, and that's
Oh.
that's why I'm saying they better not do that to Donovan Mitchell because Donovan Mitchell was.
Oh,
a New
because
Yorker
dude, you do
born
not
and
want to
bred.
piss off Donovan Mitchell. That's the one thing you don't want to do.
He's literally a New Yorker, so that's only going to fuel him, and they better not say he's balding because that man has a whole head of hair. They better come up with something more creative, or they better keep their mouth shut.
And Dolan has not done shit anyways for that team anyways. And it's bad enough the RG Barrett was the only first extension since what? Charlie, who was the last time they extended? It's been over almost 20 years. The fact that it had not a rookie extension in over 20 years, like that should tell you how bad the Knicks have been in terms
Rob, we
of.
played 3 games after that series, and those fans were fucking clowns. They were trying to trip our players on the sideline. They were spitting on our players.
Oh yeah,
on the
trust me.
sideline.
That's
They
like
just- New York
and
sports
people
fans do not
shit
know
on
how to
us for
act.
being fucking classless. I mean,
Yeah,
damn.
I mean, can't lie, it's pretty close. but
Well, you're not wrong.
But they have 8 teams. Y'all have 4, so there's the difference.
Mhm.
But
The Brewers got two. They got 2 baseball teams. Got 2 basketball, 2 hockey, and
I mean, technically, the Devils are right there too. And for the people that are MLS fans, like they got 2 MLS teams as well. Like they got everything in there.
They struggled against our Union in the MLS finals. They really did.
Really, New York played Philadelphia in the finals.
Yeah, we faced them and the Red Bulls in the finals. The last 2.
Really, Philly? I thought they were both in the Eastern Conference. I haven't followed MLS since the pandemic.
Yeah. No, like that was the New England Revolution before, but we did.
They had them in the conference finals.
Like
when Atlanta United won the cup, we won through both New York teams, and then we played Portland in the cup final.
Yeah,
in the West.
But yeah, so we did get through NYCFC the year prior. Before or not the last year, but the year prior, but fell short to the New England Revolution by 2-1. I think it was the final score. I was like, son of a bitch. But
see, the one thing I'm worried about is like the only NL East park I've never been to is Citizens Bank Park, and I do want to go to Philadelphia.
It's nice. It's a good ballpark, even though
it's
like
a really good ballpark.
my family and I, we always take 1 or 2 trips every summer for like a half week or a week, and we sightsee at City when the Braves are in town. So we go to a couple of road Braves games while we do sightseeing. I've never been to Philadelphia. I want to go.
I was
want
saying
to
this
see
to you. I mean,
but I'm afraid to go. I don't want to get fucking shit on for wearing Braves gear there, and I'm not gonna not wear Braves gear. So
like
I saw how y'all treated us in the playoffs. Like that's not you guys, as you.
No, because me, her, and very few, we try to separate from the bad apples. That's why we
try to separate. Yeah, we know that.
Well, for example, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, we were acting like fucking nuts. Like we're trying to tear down the fucking city. Like
that's why I don't like most Philly fans, is because of that. Every time they win a championship, they're flipping cars or climbing poles or
no matter how much we
Like,
grease them.
We're the best fans in sport. I'm like, there's a fine line.
Yeah, there's a fine line. It's like don't
like they say Southern markets like us, they're a lot chiller. They're like, oh, there's no juice there. People don't care. I'm like, we care. We're just not animals.
Yeah, I mean it's more. Trust me, because me and Tyler know better than anybody. I mean we've been around. I mean we lived in the South for a year, for most of our and I lived in South Carolina for over a decade. Even though I lived in Aiken actually, so I was not that far out from Augusta, Georgia. So I was literally on the border of Augusta, Georgia. So I was not that far out.
Like I have family down in the South that like get rowdy during sports, but they're not rowdy where they're flipping cars and climbing telephone poles and light
My
poles.
family from up north is Boston fans, and Boston fans are completely
Boston
different.
fans are the worst in my honest
Oh my
opinion.
God, I live up here. Oh my God.
Here's my opinion on Boston fans. They're obnoxious, but they're obnoxious because they win. New York fans and Philadelphia fans, y'all are obnoxious in a different way. They're obnoxious because they're used to winning. Like the Red Sox had one bad season last year. It makes sense for them to rebuild. Their window's over. Everybody else is good. But they're like, no. The Patriots have won 8-9 season and not winning a Super Bowl, and they're flipping out. I'm like, bro, the Celtics were one game away from winning the finals. Like, y'all don't have to win everything every year. They're spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for LA sports.
I will admit this though. After 2017, I was like that the next season.
Yeah,
With my
we were
Eagles.
so off that high.
I mean,
But then again, I think the
last
worst
year,
thing
maybe.
that people or the worst thing that our fan base has ever done. Well, let's just say some of the drunk. Well, this is going to sound nasty, but some of our fans, when they got really drunk, they literally ate horse shit. Basically, I'm not kidding you.
See, I didn't get to live the
still-
high that y'all did because we had a lockout and Freddie Freeman walked to the Dodgers, so our high was quickly ran away once we had that bad start, a lockout, and no Freddie.
Oh my
Oh, yeah, that
God,
walkout
Rob!
was bullshit.
Rob, don't ever mention the horse poop gate ever again.
Yeah, it was just.
It
Like,
was
we
disgusting
are
when I heard it
at-
the first time.
How did
And-
Phillies fans react when Micah Parsons was on the pregame show for that World Series? Because I know he grew up a Phillies fan, but ultimately y'all wanted to beat the crap out of him that Sunday night over in the link. So what was the mixed emotions there? Where you're like, go Micah, but fuck you on Sunday.
I would say
Yeah,
that way, yes,
it's
but we still booed him
basically
all the
like-
ways because he was a Cowboys guy.
So
It's
he was on the
basically-
set and he was getting booed.
Yeah, because you know how it is here with us in Dallas. We
Yes.
hate each other.
It's
Hold
like
on,
us
hold
in
on.
New Orleans, as I've always said. It's very close. Us in New Orleans hate each other as well.
Here's how it was though. This is how I looked at it from like my perspective. It was like, whoa, Micah, you're a Philly fan, but screw you on Sunday.
Exactly, but I mean,
That's why Mike Trout hated that he got drafted to the Eagles or to the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
I'm still mad that we actually. He was actually. It's funny enough because looking at I mean, we've been around since the late 1880s, and in the last few years we had
Wait, the Eagles? The Eagles?
no talk about the Phillies, but we have. But in terms of like the Phillies for us, we've been, in terms of our draft picks over the years, yes, I mean, it's been more misses than hits. I mean, think about it. I mean, Sixers, you had Joel Embiid that came out the fucking process. Oh, good God.
Took
we
him
had,
forever.
yeah, I mean, you had to get through a couple foot injuries and
Simmons
the
and
head case
Fultz didn't work out.
and Markelle Fultz, you had Ben Simmons holding his ass back. I mean, shit. Phillies,
what I learned,
it took us for a while to like when Howard, Utley, Rollins got up up there in like 06, 07.
But do you know what
y'all did
hurts
get the
about
ring
Mark?
with him, though. Y'all did end up getting the ring with him, so that's ultimately all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? Hey, Rob, do you know what hurt about Markelle Fultz? Is that he got good after he left Philly.
I still don't think he was that good. Like, I still think Maxey might have, and at the time, Ben Simmons was probably still better.
Yeah.
I think when y'all put Ben Simmons at point guard, that was the beginning of the end. Like, he was better as a 3-4.
Yeah.
Like, I remember y'all drafted Fultz as your guard, Embiid was the center, and Ben was the wing. And what I remember is that every one of those MFers had a season-ending injury right before they stepped on the court. Like, Fultz missed his whole rookie year. Simmons
with a shoulder problem, which I don't know where that fucking came from.
And like, it seemed like all of them missed like their whole rookie year, so that backed up your process even more. And then like you guys got too greedy too early, trading away the depth like Covington, like Saric, and Sobe. You know, like guys like that.
We have
buying in for Tobias and Jimmy. Like, I feel like y'all should have just kept on for a couple more years with that core, and maybe you would still be in the same spot.
Oh gosh,
all I gotta say is blame management for that one.
And think
I
about
mean,
it.
I'm like that with the Hawks right now too. We peaked too early.
I mean, think about it. In the 2017 draft class, you had Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, Josh Jackson, De'Aaron Fox.
Tatum was in y'all's hands.
We fumbled Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
We could have gotten Tatum and Brown instead of Boston, but we ended up getting Ben Simmons, who ain't on the team anymore, and Markelle Fultz.
Honestly, for me, I actually wanted Brandon Ingram actually in 2016.
Brandon Ingram?
I think Brandon Ingram's going to be a Hawk next fall. I think he's going to be one of our retool pieces.
Honestly, could you imagine? Think of it too. Denver actually had Donovan Mitchell in their hands, and look where he's at now.
And they had Gobert. So really, the Nuggets had the whole decade of the Jazz franchise in their hands, and they said, "Here you go."
Yeah, I mean, I mean, y'all took John Collins, dude's still still a pretty good player. I'll give him. His second round was Tyler
He's not worth the
Dorsey.
contract he was given. He was not. Yeah, he was not worth the contract he was given.
Yeah, that was that contract.
And our first round picks the last few years haven't played because of Nate McMillan. Like, he was a spark plug. He got us to the conference final, but Jalen Johnson's going into year 3, and he's like a rookie out there because he didn't play at all last year, and he played a third of a season this year. Same
so
way.
this is what happened, and this is why Summer forgot. And look at Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
Trust me, when I see him like kill it from 3, it's like, what the fuck? Like it really pisses me off. Like how
could have ran sets with him and Ben Simmons, and then you could have hit threes.
It's that, and still had Embiid at the 5, and maybe some decent shooters. That's like, what? Like, what do we do? And we had a Charles Bassey in our hands, and Doc didn't give a 2 shits about him. Also had to bring in DeAndre Jordan or anybody that's a washed up vet. That's no Doc. I was like,
and y'all haven't had a consistent backup center. It seems like every year
since Andre Drummond. Let's keep it real. And Trey Drummond wasn't the guy. It wasn't the easiest to get rid of.
Embiid doesn't like him. So it seemed like y'all never were able to sign a consistent backup center. Every year y'all were signing a different older veteran.
Yeah,
was once really good off the street. Like, it was Dwight Howard one year, Drummond one year. Like, there was no consistency to it. And that probably
Tony Bradley was actually decent for us at one point before we got rid of him.
Do you guys think you'll ever make it to the conference finals in the process? If it's not this year, if Boston ends up, I
want to say this too. I think our window's getting closed even more, and that pains me.
You think next year is like a buy in everything year at that point? Like, fuck Boston, beat Boston, got to get to the conference.
That's kind of where my mindset is. But if we can't make it there, I say this year's our championship window is closed.
I think I would say probably next year is your last year for sure. Because maybe it opens back up a little bit if you guys get free of the Tobias Harris contract and you can retool.
Because next year will be his last year, and to be honest, I want to move on from quick as possible.
I mean, as long as you guys can get rid of him and you can keep Embiid happy, it's not going to close fully, but you're going to have to do a little bit of retooling. Like,
it's
y'all love Maxey.
And people want to see Maxey gone, and there's been speculation that he might get an extension that's worth up to $200 million. I don't really think.
Why do people want him gone? Why do you don't want everybody gone all the time?
If you put your mind yourself into some of the Sixers' shoes, this fan base has been so very divided, shall we say? When Dame Lillard was a free agent, or I think he signed, or I think he had one more year left, or whatever the case may be. Him and Bradley Beal were the top guys that Sixers fans want to go after. It's like, first of all,
it was a perfect fit for you anyway.
But the only way to get a guy like Dame or Bradley Beal was
Maxey, a lot of firsts.
Yeah, and a lot to give up for him. But Bradley Beal decided to chose to stay, and we're seeing what's going on with Damian Lillard in Portland.
If y'all want a Northeast franchise, y'all would have been more patient with the process.
And not to mention, Matisse, I was fucking killing it in Portland. Say, what the fuck?
Why don't trade him?
I have no.
Let me guess, the fans wanted him gone as well. I'm sure, like
most fans wanted him gone. I say, because I actually did not mind Matisse Thybulle, even though his 3-ball wasn't. He was shooting the greatest, but he was not afraid to take shots.
That's at least something for y'all. Like, I'm sure some of your fans that are listening are like, "Who's this guy talking?" Like, I'm a Hawks fan. I'm a franchise that's me too, but I'm trying to give y'all a different perspective. For the
different perspective. I mean,
a third party perspective on your team.
I mean, think about it. We've met past. I mean, there's been a lot of draft picks we passed up. Like I said, Jaylen Brown. Well, we could have had a guy a lot. Well, God, Cabarrot. Was a complete fucking failure.
Cabarrot.
Furkan was also our first round draft pick. It's been.
Dude, Furkan was good for like 1 year.
Like, he's just so inconsistent.
Like, can he at least shoot still off the bench?
He can, but it's just like. It depends on the situation. The only time we bring him in is when we're blowing people out. Yeah, I mean, we could have. I mean, like I said, we passed.
At least y'all are still winning 50 games a season. Like, I'll put it this way: the Sixers are still built really well to be a really good regular season team. Hawks, on the other hand, we're barely a 500 team, and we still have a really good roster. And at least y'all are a consistent regular season team. I will give you that.
Yeah, it's just like we cannot overcome our early round exits. It's one.
I guess, like, being it's been so many years,
Yeah, it's been
the playoffs.
it's been over 20 years the last time we've been to the Eastern Conference Finals and the finals itself. I mean, shit. I mean,
last time we've been to the finals was 1959, so don't feel like
holy shit.
We haven't won a championship since 1958.
Oof. Yeah, then again, I don't know why Sixers fans are fucking complaining where Hawks fans have it the worst. Well, actually, no.
Somebody said the Hawks, for the older Hawks fans, people say that being a Hawks fan your whole life is like a sexless marriage. They've given us nothing. They've given us nothing.
Wow.
That's the best analogy ever.
I heard that on live Atlanta sports radio. So
wow,
I didn't get
the
that.
fact that someone said that on radio is
on the Hawks flagship radio station. Someone said, "I've been a Hawks fan my whole life, and this has been like a sexless marriage." I'm like, I was driving in my car, and I've only been driving for a year, and I went, but I'm surprised I didn't cause a wreck.
And it's funny because like looking at and we've been we had some great players over the years. I mean, guys like Moses Malone came through, Dr. J. When both the and obviously Will Chamberlain, I think a lot of people tend to forget Will Chamberlain.
Well, people forget the LeBron era, the LeBron decade, where there was a lot of good teams in the East, but he just beat the hell out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
like LeBron, so he owned Indiana, he owned Boston, he owned.
Yeah, I remember Boston was.
He owned Chicago and the Derrick Rose.
I mean, and out of the players, I mean, in terms of in terms of like the last 20-something odd years, the only two players that worked out with us was AI and Joel Embiid, and that should tell you how bad we've been our drafting has been the last. Look, where I say this too, I had to get.
I wouldn't say we were terrible because we got Iguodala too.
Yeah, but he just wasn't that great either.
He was pretty good. He was pretty good for us.
I mean, geez, I mean, the guys like Iguodala was good, but when he left Philadelphia, he got even better.
Yeah.
No one.
A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys do that. They come. They're in Philly. They play all right. They're bad.
There's that whole narrative. You can't handle the Northeast. No, I don't think it's that.
I think it's just coaching. I think it's a different style of coaching.
People like Mets fans are saying that about Darren Ruff right now. He's back in San Francisco. Some people can't handle the bright lights in New York. I'm like, oh, shut up with that narrative.
The bro just sucks.
They got JD Davis and Darren Ruff right back.
That's pretty much.
Here's the thing: he couldn't do nothing in Philly either.
Yeah, like in terms, our first baseman spot has not been the best in quite some time since the days before Ryan Howard unfortunately tore his Achilles, and well, that was kind of the downfall since then.
Do you think you are going to pay Hoskins, or do you think he paid his last game?
Well, Hoskins is getting up there in age, and I wanted to find somebody better. We have one guy in our minors has been killing it at AA. And he's a first baseman by trade, and he's 6'7". And this kid's got all the tools you can need. But
I really don't want to put all my eggs into a minor league guy. Though
because I've seen Phillies fans want CJ Cron, and his OPS out of Coors Field is not great. And this dude's his average right now is not has not been hitting the ball well at all. I know it may change. It's just
look what happened with Marsh. He wasn't too good in LA. Came here, he's playing lights out.
But it's just for me, like you got Crone who's like 32, 33, and it's something you really want to invest at least. I don't know how much you want to invest in a guy that's well past his prime. That's where my concern comes into play.
The problem that really concerns me from the minor league system is that a lot of guys don't translate well to the league.
Shit.
Look at Hoskins. He was dominant. He was one of the best minor league players.
I mean, he's been in the minor leagues for well over 2 or 3 years before he got the call.
He was dominant. He comes up. He has that one good rookie season. Now we can't hit a lick. He can't field worth a damn.
And ever since then, he's been nothing but there's been inconsistencies, and it's like, unfortunately, and not just Hoskins, but now and I can see why some Braves fans actually were glad to get rid of Pache, because now we're actually seeing it firsthand why this dude stinks as a hitter.
Why got him in the Matt Olson deal? So him and Shea were the main guys in that Olson deal. and two
Why
pitchers
the
that
hell?
probably end up trading in the next year or two.
Why the hell did we start him every single freaking game this season?
I blame Rob Thompson and all that. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Y'all started Pache every game.
No. You know what you've been trying to tell me, Rob? Oh, this team sucks. They need to get rid of this guy. This guy stinks. No.
Pache should only start against lefties and Marsh against
that's-
righties, or even if
the
not,
only-
like start
and Marsh
Pache on
actually-
getaway day.
It's
The
funny
only,
enough.
hold on, Rob. The only thing I agreed with was Pache.
You should only start
The rest
Pache
of it-
on
the
getaway
rest-
days or versus a lefty. That's it. If you've won the series and you're going for a sweep, that's a day you start Pache. Other than
The
that,
rest-
fuck no.
The rest of the team, Rob, they're panicking on Turner sucks. Castellanos sucks one day. He sucks.
Yeah.
That guy sucks. This guy sucks.
Trey
No.
Turner, $300 million, he sucks. Castellanos, 180. You're like, oh, he sucks. Like, that's the one.
That's literally how Rob is.
That's
That's literally how Rob is, man.
That's what I don't like about.
And it's
Philly
funny,
fans.
speaking of Brandon Marshall, he's been hitting lefties very well. So it's like, what the fuck? Like, it was like a head scratcher
baseball's
because
a team sport.
But
everybody's gonna have a bad.
well, like I said, I think I told Mitch this. I'm still not letting Castellanos off the hook, but if he does have a really good year this year, then I'll forgive him for over trying too hard, shall we say?
Listen, that's what I chalked it up for being last year. He was just trying too hard to try and impress us.
Even though we do poke fun at him for buying Ben Simmons' house, that was the one joke.
Here's the problem that I have with Philly fans, and this stems from how shit they are half the time, or the majority of the time. They sent Castellanos' family death threats for a game.
I think it was, and it's funny enough. And speaking with Slot, even Slot too. Me and Tyler were, I won't say very critical, but we did have our tough criticism with Bryce and stuff. But this kid,
early on, he was like 1 for 10, and I'm like, I don't know about this. I think he needs to be sent down. He needs more work.
And the second half comes along. The dude just hits over 260, almost close to 270 in the second half.
Yeah, I was surprised I gave him that long of a leash. I know he was hitting like 230 for like 2 months in the majors.
Well, you got to take this into consideration too. He also was playing behind, or this was also Girardi we're talking about here before we moved on from Rob Thompson.
Dude,
he was not.
The whole team dynamic was just crap under Girardi. That first half.
Y'all held on to guys like Adubo Herrera for too long.
Oh God!
Y'all held on to Mickey
Moniak for way too long. I have lost patience. Like for me, I actually had tried to run my patience with him, but I've lost patience with Mickey Moniak. I really did.
He was up, down.
The dude could not hit the broadside of a barn. Like,
I remember people, and that's basically what Pache is, but maybe he's a little bit cheaper if you'll play him in the right role for sure. But I remember people were saying, like, bench JT Realmuto right before y'all went on that big winning streak for Stubs. I was like, y'all stupid. Like,
Rob, that was Rob this week. Bench JT. He's dude. It's only a week.
He's the best catcher in baseball. I'm saying that as a Braves fan. I don't like the Phillies. Like, don't get me wrong, but I keep it a real.
I think no NL East doesn't like him, and we don't care. But it's like
us, we don't care.
Well, I mean, blame Jason Kelce for that. I mean, that's pretty much like our main motto, pretty much for Philly sports. But I will say this too, though. I mean, with the Braves, like I said, I have no hard feelings towards the Braves because over the years, I've been as a general baseball fan, I've actually really liked some of the base players over the years. I mean, Freddie, Chipper.
Like, I hate the Mets more than y'all, but it's not.
Well, actually, I think we all could agree. We're all in agreement with that because they're just fucking obnoxious as the next motherfucker.
Oh, God, they give me headaches.
Except for one that I like in terms of the Mets, and that's Mike Piazza because of his backstory.
Hayden's chill.
I love that.
I like Hayden.
I love that.
Hayden's not New York wash though. He's lived in Florida for half his life, so some of that city wash is kind of drained away. But when I do talk hardcore Mets with him, and sometimes we do get a little heated, so I kind of stay away.
Yeah, I get that.
We did the Sunday night game, and we actually did the Saturday and the Sunday night games when we had that sweep to end the season, and it was so awkward between us when they were winning in the middle innings, and we came back to
I could imagine. I could imagine how awkward it really was.
And we didn't know each other as well yet as we do now, so it was we were silent towards the end of that stream. I was like, well, Braves won. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, and that's like, and that's for me because Mike Piazza for me. I've always liked him, even though he may have been a Dodger at one point, even as a New York Met. It's because of his backstory. Like, and actually, surprisingly, behind my green screen, I have a picture of him pretty much telling me like where his backstory piece say, scouts were telling him to give up on baseball, like go like work like 9 to 5 or something like that. Just tell him to quit. And then and I don't know if you saw the documentary, a documentary on Mike Piazza and how he became one of the greatest a Hall of Famer at that.
Bro really said, "Screw off! I'm playing ball." I dominated.
Well, and also take the help of Ted frickin' Williams to do it. It's like he was the only Met that I just truly enjoyed. I mean, even in 2001 after the 9/11 attacks. I mean, shit. Who can forget?
The only Met that I actually like is Jose Reyes.
I like Pete Alonso because I'm a Gator fan.
You know what? Yeah, I can. Him and who else came?
Bro, Rob, you don't know? You never knew Jose Reyes played for the Mets?
Oh, I did. I just didn't think he was really that special in many eyes.
I thought he was Kelly Johnson, who was a Brave for the first half of the season. He was the Brave for the first half of the season, and then he was a Met for the second half of the season.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And trying to think who else. Oh, jeez. Pete Alonso. I mean, look, I'll give Pete Alonso his respect, though, man. Who else? That was what 20. He came out of Florida, 2016.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else came out of that.
He played with Jonathan India and Brady.
And India was actually pretty nice at Florida. But the one I feel like that did not pan out for me. It was Alex Faedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude had so much potential. When I watched some of his games at Florida, it's like this dude's got to be potential. But since
AJ Puck's finally turning it back on, he was on that
team too.
That
is true. I mean,
his arm was jello there at the beginning, but he got freed from Oakland, and now he's in a good spot in Miami. Miami doesn't have a lot of relievers, and to get a guy who's from that state, like I'm sure he's happy to be there, and he looks good so far.
I mean, absolutely, and and that's the same thing. You go make same argument with Faedo. I mean, getting drafted the Tigers, where let's be real, that's pretty much. Yeah, got to see your pretty much career is going to be ruined anyways because of how inept the Tigers is. He had two opportunities to win the damn World Series when he had, I think, 06, he had like 5 All-Stars. He had a prime Justin Verlander, a fully healthy Prince Fielder, Mickey, I think, but still somewhat prime Miguel Cabrera. I'm trying to think who else was on that 06 team. Jesus Christ. I mean, Dombrowski had a really good team in 2006 and just fell short. Or was it I think it might have been 07. I could be wrong. God, because it feels like 06 and 07 feel like fucking forever ago. Jesus Christ. But I don't know.
Here's the thing. You say it feels like fucking forever ago. I feel like 2006, 2007 was yesterday. Half the time.
Can't be worse than try to remember this on 2002. But I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. Man, what a fucking game that was between the Padres and the Brewers.
I'm glad we decided to call it, man. I'm glad we decided
because I was really hoping to at least see a good game because knowing the Brewers at times they do have a bit of a track record of shit in the bed in the worst way possible. But it was a good pitching duel for most of it. But man, I'm gonna get up out of here. It's after 1 a.m. Shit, I'm fucking tired of shit.
Yeah. What am I saying? I'm gonna be up for 6 more hours. What am I saying?
Hey,
I'm gonna be up for a while too, so I really don't.
And then Tyler will be spamming my phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, spamming me with TikToks. That's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You spam my TikToks all
60 minutes.
Trust me, that's what me and Tyler do most of the time. If we don't feel like exhausted, we just spam each other with TikToks.
Bro, all freaking damn bling, 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 bling. You sending me TikToks left and right. I'm like, dude.
But I mean, yeah, so next game's coming up. I got 2 more. I'm doing the Mets and Dodgers Monday night after the Sixers and Nets. Hopefully,
you want me to hop on? You want me to hop on? With you on that? Huh? Yeah, I'm down for that. You want me to hop on with that? I'll be there. Sure. I got the MLB, dude. I got the MLB app. I can call any game I want to, except for Boston.
8:40, I will be live for Pittsburgh and Colorado. It's gonna be, and I'm gonna say it is weird. I think it is bittersweet to see Kutch back in the Pirates jersey for the first time in feels like 8 years.
That is cool. I love the moves I love the bridge moves they made this year.
Because I mean,
I hope they extend Brian Reynolds too. Like
They have to, because I mean that dude is.
They should have traded him 2 years ago if they were, because then
get a good. I mean, he should. That's a good point. They should have traded him at his highest value and got.
If they would have traded him 2 years ago, as you said, like his value would have been higher. He would have been younger, and the prospects they would have got in return for them would be coming up with the guys they have in the system.
I mean, with Brian Hayes, O'Neal Cruz,
Sawinski, I'm high on.
Yeah,
they have a couple other middle infield prospects that'll probably get called up while O'Neal's hurt. So if O'Neal doesn't work out as the shortstop long term, they'll move him to second base and they'll find the best shortstop.
In terms of the pitching prospects, I do like Solomato. I do like what this kid brings, even though he might be in like lower high A. This kid's very funky from Bishop Eustace, and this kid is sneaky. I mean, there are times where he can hit 92, but there are times where he can get up to 94, 95 with good arm side movement. This kid is disgusting. And this was just a high schooler too. And hopefully, and who's our catcher now? Oh shit. I know Henry Davis should be on his way up very soon as well. I don't know. I like I said, I don't really pay attention to prospects, so that's why I had to have you and watch you and Hayden kind of give you a better idea.
Mm-hmm. I know some of the top prospects, and I know the top prospects for most NL East teams. Baseball wide, I couldn't tell you who the fourth prospect is for the Brewers or who the sixth prospect is for
because like some farms are just deep.
Yeah, like I know y'all's farm system. I know
it's so.
I know the division. I know the top prospects. Like I knew who Jordan Walker was. I know who Oscar Colas was. Like I know every wave of guys. Last year I knew of Gunnar and all the people, but
Ali Rutschman, I like what Ali Rutschman, even during this time at Oregon State, actually I thought this kid's going to be something special if he gets to the big leagues. A switch hitting catcher that kind of gives
people
me
thought that GTA 6 was going to come out before they called him up, though. It took forever.
Yeah. Because I know this is kind of a weird comp, but the one comp that I kind of gave me because of the switcher was Chipper Jones with the way how he handles the bat on both sides of the baseball. Because just being a switch hitter and what he can do from both sides, that kind of gave me that to Chipper Jones vibes. But in terms of the catcher vibes, I didn't know where to place the comp with him. So it was kind of hard to evaluate in terms of a comparison. But in terms of the switch hitting, for me was Chipper Jones, something I remember because it's been a long time since we've ever seen a switch hitting catcher at all. I mean, switch hitting is pretty much like a dying art nowadays because, look at Cedric Mullins. I mean, Cedric Mullins was a switch hitter and just hitting left-handed.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the wait and see. But Blake, man, appreciate having you on two streams actually today. It's been actually fun.
Took a little intermission to call and record my own show that'll also be up on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Oh, absolutely.
Tomorrow. And had to come back and join off for the nightcap. I'll hope to do it more in the future for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely haven't. And with that being said, have a good night, guys.
See ya.